Good morning, Sassy fam, and welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Today's check-in will be the bi-weeklies. The bi-weekly check-in is just an energetic snapshot, if you will, of what you might expect for the next week or two. That is a 9-card baseline with partial clarification, some oracles, and of course charms. And I think I might even roll some dice today. Yeah? I don't know. We'll see where the reading takes us. But with this reading type, as with all reading types, take what resonates, leave what does not. And do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all. I know that's frustrating, but it's also normal. If that happens, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. All right, you guys, first and foremost, let me say thank you for everyone who donated to the disaster relief funds. As I addressed in the last check-in, once more I will repost those links in the description box if you are so inclined. I thank you. Every little bit helps. From the outsider perspective, as a subscriber, these past several months and the things I've updated you on, it must seem like, dang, dude, what is going? It's one thing after another. Oh, honey. You see it, I live it. Trust me. I am very aware of the it's one thing after another. Trust me. Okay, it's not just you seeing it, kind of like checking in and like, what? There's something else? Yeah. I'm right there. I feel it. Okay, I've been feeling it. I'm like that song, honey. I get knocked down, then I get up again. What is that? Chumbawamba? That would be. How does a name like that for a band happen? Like, I'm sure I could look it up, and you could tell me, and you could do Wikipedia. But aside from all that, how does a band name like that happen? Is that something you come up with when you're in your 20s and you're just getting ripped with your friends? It's just like, let's call it Chumbawamba, man. Like what does that even mean? Look it up according to Wikipedia. Okay, fine. But still, you hear it and you're like, that's a lot of vowels. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And once more, I know it seems like it's one thing after another, but there's the stuff I don't see yet, therefore can't report to you yet about the good things. And I've had my reports to you all about the good things too. I will continue to see you for the check-ins, and you know what? Hey, if I'm on top of it, maybe the next round of in-depth reads I might record next week, which means they should be available to you the week after. I hope that you are having a fantastic, beautiful day. I will see you for the Thursday check-in, and I will see you at your sign. Take care. Be well. Leo, you're first. What's going on, please? Show me, Leo. The Star, the 5 of Wands, 7 of Swords, 3 of Cups, Ace of Wands, Strength. Yeah, this seems to be better suited to you. All right, 10 of Swords, the Sun, the Knight of Swords. Yeah, you're kind of showing me should I do one or the other, because one I'm not so hot about. Let's talk about that. The Star, 5 of Wands, 7 of Swords. You're like, yeah. You know, that star thing I've kind of been yearning for, hoping for, desiring, I'm kind of turned off by it these days. And that's interesting to say that about the star, because typically it's our highest point of desire and hope. And sometimes it's quite small. We haven't started interacting with it yet. For other people, they're working towards it and it's active. And you're like, I'm kind of off that flavor right now. The star, yeah, my highest hope and desire. Yeah, I'm not craving that so much these days, and you're not. You're really not, though. I'm curious to see why you're off that star. It's just not appealing to you right now. It does. Don't get me wrong. It does look a little frustrating. Whatever it is you consider your highest point of desire, drive, wish. You're like, it's kind of pissing me off a little bit. It's frustrating. That star's really inconvenient. I want to turn my back on it just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's not a full walk, mind you, full walk away or a full ending. It's just, I want to leave it alone. Right now, that star is incredibly inconvenient, if not a little bitchy. You know what I mean? So I don't know that it's external, but it feels like that which you desire the most is extremely complicated, non-cooperative, or frankly, there's several elements about it that are frustrating you, and you're just like, I need a break from that. Seven of Swords. That's it. That's all I see is that it's a break. Over here, oh, Leo let their hair down, or you let your mane out, whatever. Three of Cups, Eight of Wands, Strength. It's like, that feels better. So there is something here that you're connecting to that feels more emotionally supportive, light, easier to achieve, or frankly just feels good. It was like the break you needed, the breather you needed, something like that. It's like, I don't know if that's like a 5-minute check with someone else. You're connecting to something, communicating specifically, and you're like, oh, this feels so much nicer. So it was like the checkout you needed, even if it was for 5 minutes. It was a good checkout for you. Okay. Ten of Swords, the Star, and the Knight of Swords. And then there you go. You seem to be a little bit more re-energized to readdress this star that you kind of lost your flavor for a little bit. You're like, right, it's difficult, but when I'm being honest with myself, it still makes me happy. I'm going to turn back around and readdress this. So whatever this is charges your battery a little bit. Okay, kind of gets you going again. It gets you amped up again. And it looks like it was just the support that you needed at the right time. A little bit of a checkout, like I said, but it involves communication with someone else. And I think it just kind of gives you that boost you needed, you know? Like you were boosting your signal here, recharging, however you want to do it. And now I see you reapproaching. It's not just your star, but also, yeah, okay. If I'm being honest with you, it makes me happy. It's just sometimes it pisses me off. Okay. But you don't want it to break, Ten of Swords. You don't want it to completely end either. You don't. Ah, you showed me that over here. It's like, it's not that I'm done with it. I just need a break from this. Okay. Who knows? You know, it could be, you're showing me it's important, not once but twice. But you needed a break from it. Because that opening's a little rough. But whatever this is, you got some, you can do it, Leo. You're so awesome at this. You're so strong. You know, there's nothing you can't do. And you're like, yeah. It gave you just the right booster. Okay, let's take a look. We'll throw down some cards, about 3 apiece. Sometimes I will get way too elaborate. Excuse me with the clarification. Goodness. So it's like, Christina, you got to stick to 3 per 3. Okay? These should not be 20 minutes each. I know. Wheel of Fortune, Knights of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. Man, this is something you've been working through forever and a day. And typically you have good energy towards it. You really do. This star. Typically you're enthusiastic. Typically you're like, haha, let's go. Gung-ho. You had your coffee. You're like, I'm going to take this on. And 4 of Pentacles, you've been working through this for years. Imagine like it's, I don't know, just because we really want to up the stakes on this. Like the most I'll do is a 5,000 piece puzzle. You're like, I'm doing a 10,000. And a 10,000 piece puzzle, let's say you've been working through it for years, right? And there's just portions of it now that are pissing you off. You've been through it, you've sifted through the pieces hundreds of times, and you can't find the ones that you were so determined to look for. Nothing's connecting these days. You haven't made a connection in that puzzle piece for what seems like weeks or months or even years, and you're mad. But typically, you always approached it with a certain sense of lightness and happiness, you know. And I'm going to work through it piece by piece, bit by bit, day by day. And now you're like, I can't stand the fucking thing. It's pissing me off. Okay, so you backed off of it. But man, you've been working through this star for years. And you kind of had energy, positive energy to put towards this a little bit every day. Not a lot, just a little bit every day. You know? Like I said, when you have something that large of a project, you tend to work on it in little pieces every day. Right? Okay. If that resonates with you, let me know what it is that you work on a little bit every day. And typically you're happy to do it. Three Cups, Eight of Wands, Strength. I like your little break there. It looks good. It looks supportive. It looks celebratory in the smallest of ways. You know how Three of Cups, hanging out with someone of quality, someone who gets you. Can just recharge you a little bit. That's what I'm saying for you. It might arrive via words, okay? But still, it's what you needed, that little booster there. The Fool. King of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly it. The Knight of Swords here twice for you. King of Pentacles, the Fool. That's exactly what you're telling me. It's like, oh, yeah, I can do this. Why was I freaking out? I can do this. I can do this. So-and-so is right. So I don't know who you're talking to, but they're the perfect so-and-so. I don't know if you reach out or they reach out to you. I don't know. Be like, that's right. This is who I am. I can work through this. What is that? That's nothing. They're right. It makes you feel so good. Like, look at that. You see that Knight of Swords, the willingness to try again with the Fool, but it's coming from a practical, I can do this energy. Do you see that? Oh. Well, I don't know who that is, but that was just perfect. It fits your energy just right. It was just the pep talk you needed. You can do this, Leo. And they can. It's not bullshit. They mean it. And I can tell by the effect it takes on you. So they actually give you specifics about why you're qualified to do this. So they know you then. They know you well. It's like, I know you. This is what you're going to do. They're not telling you what to do. It's just they know what you're capable of. There's like, you're going to take this part of your personality and you're going to go back over there and you're going to kick its ass. Something like that. And yeah, you look great. You look so much more fortified. And it's like, okay, I'm going to take that back on. They're right. So-and-so is right. I can do this. Leo, why'd you even doubt yourself, bro? Sis. Ten of Swords, the Sun, Knight of Swords. And there you go again. All right, you're like, okay, I'm back on the case. I got some fresh energy. I got some fresh ideas. Okay. Ten of Swords, the Sun, Knight of Swords. The Four of Cups, the Seven of Swords, there's that avoidance again, and the Eight of Pentacles. I strongly suspect that's the case, that it has an element to do with work or something that you esteem to be productive. It has a personal touch. It's not, a lot of people can separate personability from work effort, not you. This is something that you take personally. You're saying it's a big goal of mine, and it always has been. And you have goals within that goal. So you have an umbrella goal that is the job function itself, and then underneath it are other goals. And I see you knock out the little ones a lot. You're happy to do it. And those pieces add up to a larger puzzle, like I said. And the little goals have been time-consuming these days, non-cooperative, or for some reason it feels like it's being drug out. Just possibly even combative if there's more than one person involved on those projects. But, you know, you lost, like I said, your flavor for it. You got turned off of it for a while, particularly its importance to you. But I strongly suspect, yes, it had to do with work. Because you're showing me these are long-term elements and short-term elements of importance to you. And it's something that you work on. Typically, you have a positive attitude about it. You're saying that you are someone who values a practical approach. So yeah, Ten of Swords, the Sun, you're back on the case. Four of Cups, Seven of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. You weren't going to avoid this too long. No, because you weren't done with it. Whatever unhappiness was there, that's what you were avoiding, was the unhappy result and the kind of frustration, anger. Okay, you're like, I'm back on it. I'm going to address this now. It's going to receive my full attention, my full focus, because I don't want this thing to splinter. Okay, with the Ten of Swords. You're like, the fact that I was avoiding it because it felt bad or uncomfortable or frankly negative, that was already a problem because you're typically not that person. You're like, now I got the energy to put more work into this. So there you go. You're back on it. You're back on the trail, correcting the course. Okay? Particularly where that negative feeling is involved. It's time. Happening now. Yes, it's time. I am seeing it mostly related to this element of reaching out and having a good conversation with someone who knows you pretty well. That person that just like, oh, I know you. You got this. Yeah, you absolutely got this. Something like that. And it's taking the advice might involve taking a step back, see the bigger picture, or before you proceed. You know what? I thought of this quote literally this morning. Sometimes the way forward is the way back. Sometimes we have to take a step back, possibly a couple steps back, in order to see our path forward, right? Because with those couple of steps back, we can see where we might have started to deviate. Okay, it's like, oh, I started to lean to the left when I should have been going a little bit more toward the right. And that's what happens when we back up. All right, so that might be some of the advice for you over the summer. Busy and distracted. Secret admirer. There might be a little something running around. Okay, but yeah, I think you two admire each other. They know you well enough to speak openly about your skills and encourage you from that point of view. I don't know how secret it is, but clearly you are getting the opinion of someone whom you admire. Take the word secret out of it. Doesn't look too secret to me. I'm not saying there isn't some underlying emotions there between you and that person, but I just know you would seek the opinion of someone whom you say is your equal, or someone whom you admire who works as hard as you do. Okay? That makes sense to me. And if we're talking Leo, yes. All right. Let's 11, 5, 8. E, K, the medallion of Scorpio. So you might have some very interesting Scorpio in your chart. The keyword here is passionate. You might identify with that. You could be connecting to. And then the season might be important to you. And then we have the key. You have the key here. You do. It may not seem like it sometimes, but you do have the key for success. Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag. What's up? What's going on for Saggy? Okay. Determining truth right now. Investing in some hard truths. Hard facts. It's never a bad idea. Let's give that one more shuffle. The Hierophant, Temperance, Chariot. Nice. Oh, no, you absolutely took the long road to get there, but nice. Still, very nice. Oh, the Fool. So stop it now, honey. We got all the majors right there. 4 Pentacles. Okay, whatever. You were going to have to be human at some point. Jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 majors. Okay, Ace of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the 5 of Wands. Okay, well, you can handle that. It's nice to see you come back down to planet Earth and handle real earthly matters. That's cool. The Hierophant, Temperance, Chariot, you have done some beautiful work, my friend. Spiritual work, specifically. What is higher self? What is healing? Okay, what is patience? What is compassion? What is love? What is belief? What is self-belief? And the Chariot, moving forward on these concepts, these thoughts, these feelings, these beliefs, backing them up, right? Practicing what we believe in, practicing what we've been feeling, living through these goals that we have for ourselves because we understand who we are. I mean, there's so much going on in there. I don't know what prompted your spiritual journey, but you look great. You really do. Such a strong sense of knowing thyself, your higher self, your core beliefs, your values, your traditions, your norms, and that was based on time, Temperance. It wasn't always easy. You've had to change. You had to be willing to change. But what you assumed to be true for yourself, not all your beliefs, norms, and traditions have held over the years. They needed modification. Which means what you were left with was that much stronger. Acting on it, too. So many principles in there. What you had to learn about yourself and what you actually believe in. Not what you were told to believe in, but what you actually believe in for yourself. What you stand up for and why. What you commit to and why. Not because of what you've been told or society told you or family told you, but what you figured out for yourself. That's what temperance is here. Which means you had to have had some ass kickings in this life. Oh, but they were good. And look at you now. You seem to be moving forward with some resolve. Now, as well. Okay, over here, the Fool, the Empress, Four of Pentacles. Okay. There is this idea of opening up to someone important. You're someone important too, let me make that very clear. And I don't mean status, I don't mean title, I don't mean money. I mean someone who has done the work. That's how I know. That kind of person just walks and talks and does things differently. Okay. The Fool, the Empress, the Four of Pentacles, I kind of see you rolling into this energy of, here we go, I got this, I claim this. And then it kind of bursts forward. I did see you moving forward with remarkable strength of energy behind you. And then it's like, okay, where are we going with all this? Because then you're just blasting open. The Empress, the Four of Pentacles. This is someone who is important, like I said, Empress energy. Emperor and Empress tend to have that VIP status. But you're no little cookie either. Let me point that out. No. You're a big cookie. But this one's important to you. You seem to be with spirit and strength of will and determination and emotion to move towards them. I am seeing some reservation on their part, Four of Pentacles. I don't know why. Perhaps that's their nature. But nonetheless, I see something put towards you. Eight of Wands, Knight of Swords, Five of Wands. Working through this will have some tight spots. It'll largely be based on communication and the willingness to speak. It will not always be the easiest things discussed, no. But apparently it's what needs to take place. It is frustrating, but it's looking to me like there's a build-up here of words. Kind of burst forth like a dam. So there will be things that are positive, yes, and light. And there'll be things that are not easy. In fact, sometimes that conversation might feel a little provoking, challenging. But if it's addressed, and addressed so honestly, with good focus, the words will find their way between you and this person. But it is going to take work and staying on top of the language. It has to remain active. No long droughts of silence in between. It has to remain active. And that means pushing through Five of Wands, difficulty. Okay. They're showing me reservation for a reason with that Four of Pentacles. But nonetheless, I still see them parting ways with some energy towards you. I'm guessing then it's with words. How long it will take to smooth out those words, I don't know. The Hierophant, Temperance, the Chariot. Six of Pentacles, the Devil. Six of Cups, okay. That's a hell of a job, my friend. I'm proud of you. Six of Pentacles, Devil, Six of Cups. Man, you gotta whoop that devil's ass. That took time, though. It took time. Whoa. Oh, boy, that took time. There is a lot of difficult, unfinished, unrequited feeling that left you feeling quite ill between you and a soul bond. Now, it is technically a correct one. Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. You two understand the connection in some way. Okay? You understand your levels of participation in it in some way, in the physical as well as the spiritual and emotional. But man, you felt bad about it for a long time, or poorly attached to it, or frankly, it made you angry for a long time. And that's something that you had to work through. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying the Sag I'm looking at, you've already done the work. You've showed me what you've done the work on. And that is how you have learned to perceive a particular connection that you are bonded to in a particular and unique way, that they are bonded to in a particular and unique way, and how you both played into it in not so great ways. Okay? That's an equal division of spiritual and 3D labor. This is how I contributed to this connection in a good way. This is how they did in a good way. This is how I contribute to it poorly. This is how they may have contributed to it poorly. I see that and I acknowledge it. I acknowledge my part in it. I see where shit went down. I see where perhaps my fears got in the way, or their fears got in the way, or my patterns got in the way, or their patterns got in the way. Because, like, again, it's an equal division of what you might call labor here. Okay? Surrounding that devil. No, in this connection for the person I'm looking at, it took two. It took two to participate, yes, and it took two to fuck it up. So I really don't want to hear it was all them. No, the Sag I'm looking at has a different set of scales to measure by. The Sag is informed because they've done the work. They're not in denial. They're not in the business of denial. Okay? And this is one of the elements I'm telling you had to learn about yourself. Not everything you thought you knew about yourself was written in stone. Okay? That had to change and heal. And to this day, what did I learn about myself in this? Why was I so deeply connected to it and then so deeply terrified or disgusted with it? How did I contribute to that? Okay? How did they? You both had patterns in some way that you were playing into, to be clear. Okay? You did the work, and that's amazing. I don't think you'd be moving towards this person's direction unless you felt that you were very comfortable that you grasped the major concepts. Okay? The Fool, Empress, Four of Pentacles. The Fool, Empress, Four of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, the Magician, Page of Swords. It's a very small admission on their part. My. They're very conservative with their energy towards you. It's a very small admission. Yeah. I think about them too. Yeah. I've thought about throwing down some investment in their direction as well. I have. But I refrained. But yes, no matter how seemingly small, a part of them desired this. I don't think they're in denial about it. It's just, I think that they were uncomfortable summoning this connection. And if you have a history with them, and they have a history with you, it makes sense. Why would they summon back the past and the past issues if nothing had changed from their point of view, or from your point of view? Right? You might desire that connection in your life over and over again, but once you recognize that one or two people, there's a good chance one of you hasn't done the work, or you don't believe anyone has, why would you summon it back? You'll just get the same results. So, yeah, from their point of view, they're very conservative with their manifestation energy. Okay. But in some small way, a part of them was hoping without much hope, wanting without too much want. It's more like If this person was ordering from the restaurant of the universe, they would take a look at that menu, see what their manifestation options were in terms of ordering from it, right? And they would say, no, thank you. I've seen that menu. I know what happens when it comes back. But maybe you put a cup of coffee on the table. Maybe I'll drink it. If it shows up, maybe it's supposed to show up. Otherwise, I'm not directly asking for anything. You see what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not asking for fries, but maybe if fries appear on the table, maybe I look at it. Maybe I have one. Maybe I dip it in some ketchup. But I'm not actually asking for it. No. But maybe if it shows up because it wants to. Maybe because it's correct. Ooh, that one's a tough read, that one. They're very conservative with their energy. But it's how they've learned to interpret empowerment. Keep it to myself. It's kind of like keep my hands to myself, but it's like keep my energy to myself. All right, 8 of Wands, that tells me they're capable of more. 8 of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the 5 of Wands. But yeah, that's what we want to open up to. Ace of Wands, Knight of Swords, 5 of Wands. I'm not going to lie. How this plays out, whew. Here's all the spiritual stuff. Here's all the spiritual punching up. Yeah. Reality. Default to human behaviors. Conversation. Age of Wands, Knight of Swords, 5 of Wands. We got stuff to talk about, and I anticipate not everything's going to be fun. Okay, that's true. Judgment. 5 of Pentacles, the Hanged Man. The first thing that needs to be addressed, and it's an overdue lesson here, is the 5 of Pentacles, the Hanged Man. Somebody's had ample time to examine the break. That's the first thing. And I mean the break. Apparently you two have had more than one. Lessons on both sides. But at least one person here, the Hanged Man, has had a lot of time to think about those breaks and why this comes back around, or how it's come back around. And all that was not addressed, passively kind of left on the table, left alone, walked away from. I'm not going to talk about it. That's the first thing that needs to be discussed. So yeah, the initial conversation, expect bumps. I'm not saying you have to. I read what's here, not what isn't. It really pisses me off when people are like, why are you making about them? I'm not, baby. I'm not sugar buns. That's what's here. Okay? But yeah, you don't have to do diddly squat. Especially, and you shouldn't, by the way, if this doesn't resonate. And even if it does resonate, guess what, boo-boo? You still got choice. Tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence of it. So if you really are not that person who cannot identify with this, and it's not you. But I'm saying some strong choices here that represent spiritual growth, insight, and understanding. And it was a long road on that one, too. I see someone else, I have a peekaboo of their personality. It's not as strong of an imprint as yours. They really do have conservation efforts when it comes to their personal endeavors, about what they wish for and why. It's like they're in power saver mode with their energies, especially when it comes to you. But yeah, there's apparently a lot to talk about, and it's the stuff that's been neglected that needs to be addressed first. It usually is. In my experience, yes. And what happens after that, I don't know. But it's time. Leo got that one as well. It's time. And I shuffled these up, let me tell you. It's time. Release. Release for peace. Here we have the center of the dove. Okay, peace. Release for peace. It's time. It's time. That's what I saw here, the communication element. It's time. Everything we had the opportunity or chance to talk about and didn't before in the past, we can now. And that's for peace. Okay. And others of you, you don't have to. That can be your version of release. You can let this all go. Some of you, you are the divine masculine, and you're looking at this, and it speaks to you. For others of you, connecting to, possibly. I saw the divine feminine, if you will, just empress. It's fancy language for emperor and empress. Okay. And listen to your intuition. Okay. Very good. 16, 1, and 5. E, O, unicorn. Oh, I know. You may not see yourself as magical or unique, but you are. I promise you, someone who's done that level of work is not common. We don't have an outfit for that, right? We don't wear name tags. Hello, my name is, and I've done this much spiritual work. People be like, what? Look at that guy. That's a level 3 healer right there. Whoo! No, we don't do any of that. If we are unique and special, we've gone places that others just can't. And then what's more, we learn from it too. Ooh. I know. You have undergone a spiritual transformation, my friend Palm Hand. You might have some very strong Taurus in your chart, by the way. Yeah. Last Taurus season might have been a whopper for some of you. True. But your spiritual self you take very seriously, and you have been changed several times over for this. And for the good. The fact that you feel that you can reapproach this and address it, if anything, just to give yourself peace over the subject, because it's time. I'm not saying closure, I mean peace. Apparently there's a backlog of data of things that were never discussed. Good for you. I wouldn't recommend this for most people if they haven't done the work. I would just be like, you know what, better let sleeping dogs lie. Because when someone can't handle shit like this, it shows. They don't show up. They don't contribute. They brush it off, sidestep it, downplay it. That is not you, my friend. So good job. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, what's up? Show me Aries, please. All right. Queen of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Ace of Wands. Fair. For now. 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords. Okay. The Tower. Interesting. Death. Queen of Wands. Temperance. Wow. Oh my. For now, you are keeping your secrets. I don't know if you can tell your reading's a little complex today. For now, you are keeping your secrets. But not for long. You're keeping something to yourself, and that's by choice. You're saying it's the correct thing to do. It's practical. Okay. All right, I got you. So long as it's not a secret to you. And it isn't. This is by choice. You're working through it. But eventually you're going to release some thoughts with the Eight of Wands. Prior to that, you're like, what I'm thinking, that's my business. What I'm doing, that's my business too. And then you're processing, and I don't know what, perhaps you'll show me. But then finally, you go external. You go live, Ace of Wands. You put some words out there. And it's almost like you're showing me, fuck it. Fuck it. I don't care what happens. 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords, but the Tower. This does not go down the way you might have thought, suspected, or feared. It's like it's going to be the worst. It's going to be the worst. It's don't get me wrong. I still kind of see you go like, fuck it. It's out there now. I kept it myself, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I said, what is my worth here? Is it worth it to me to keep it in myself or to release it? Use my words. You know what? It is worth it to me to release my words, and you do. But let's be real. You were on edge. 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords, you were on edge. You were kind of like expecting the worst, but the Tower's like, nah. It's like, it's not that bad. It's really not. But you gave this due process, and I really understand your process. This is my business until I work through it, and if I choose to release it, that's also my business. It's like, this is something I got to say. I don't know how it's going to be received, but hey, that's the price you pay. You put something out in the world, you don't know how it's going to be received, and that's all you're showing me is the fear of reception. But the Tower's like, oh no, it's not all that, because that's a lot of individuation right there. 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords. Should I be on the guard? Should I be defensive? Is it going to be an angry response? Is it like, how stressed out should I be? I put this out there, I can't take it back. Okay. And Tower, nah. Nah. It's not like that. Okay. That's wonderful. Death, Queen of Wands, Temperance. Wow. You've changed so much, but in a good way. It's a beautiful way. It's the transformative way. Whatever you did here is proof of that. You've changed. You've really changed. That tells me then whatever this is, you typically would have kept it to yourself or not spoken up or said anything. But you've changed. You would have talked yourself out of it. Maybe even convinced yourself it's not worth your while to speak up or say anything. But now it is. You're glad you spoke up for yourself, or you released your words. But perhaps the Aries from the yesteryears wouldn't have done this. But you've changed so much. It's like, that's not the ending of you, honey. It's the making of you. It's like proof positive of how much work you've done. You've really converted your fire here. From a space of confidence and being lit up to something that's much more calm and tempered. Temperance is still fire. Okay, it's just the different practice of it. Burn low and slow. Right? You did something that was right for you, and you got the results. It feels good. It feels very good. Queen of Pentacles, the Moon, 8 of Wands. So let's see if you'll humor me here with what you got cooking, what you've been working through. What's this? I'm glad you stood up for yourself, or you said something. And it was correct, and it was presented in such a way that I know initially you feared retribution. You did. It's not like that at all. Sorry. There it goes. All right. Temperance, the Hierophant. There it is again. The Ten of Swords. Gosh. Yeah. You've been doing so much good work in there. Yeah. You have some very strong Saggy in your chart. And we got we got a lot of major players in here. Of course, Taurus, Scorpio. I don't do it all the time because it's exhausting. You can probably see it for yourself, or you can figure it out for yourself. But yeah, you've got so much energy in there behind your moon. This is something you've been working through methodically, spiritually. There is something here marked as pain. It's a very painful marker in your book. Okay. You got a book marker, and it's painful. You know it's there. It's like a black ribbon that hangs in that book. You are familiar with it. Perhaps some of you, it marks an ending. For others of you, it's just a very significant portion of your life where you experience some extraordinary pain. But it also represented your time to heal from it, to learn from it, particularly about your own sense of spiritual growth, your own spiritual awakening, the adaptation of core beliefs, taking on new ones, letting go old ones, really understanding who you are and what you believe in and what's right for you, and not just what others tell you, but what you've learned for yourself. Again, understanding who you are and what you believe in based on your own sense of time and healing, having lived life, what's right for you, what you stand up for and commit to, your own core beliefs, okay? Not just enforcing society or whatever else's agenda or norms, yours. They're created by you, okay? And you can only have done this by having lived life and had some ass kickings, and you clearly did. And that's something that you have been working through. And you've been working through it and working through it, and it's like, I know what I know now. I feel what I feel now. I believe what I believe in now. Is it worth it to me to express myself? To open up and use my words? Because I've been doing a lot. And also been keeping a lot of it to myself. Okay. 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords, the Tower. Three of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Six of Swords. Wow. There's something here. You thought you were going to receive, I don't know, like an extraordinary amount of what you might call hate mail or retribution, something. It doesn't go down like that at all. I see you leaving behind some sort of structure. Some sort of friendship that perhaps once upon a time made you happy. Or you saw it as cooperative or a partnership. Perhaps an advantageous partnership with the Sun behind it. You feared reprisal in some way by letting your true thoughts be known. Turns out that's not the case at all. You were able to leave that situation calmly. I don't know why. I don't think you've done it yet. But it's not what you thought it was. It's not the big drama. It's not the big stink. It's not the... There's little to no resistance. There's almost no resistance from whomever that is. Could be a situation too, not just a person. A circumstance that was low functioning but had more promise once upon a time. No, it looks like it's you sail right out of that quite smoothly. It's not what you thought. In some way, honey, when you used your words, you used them to the point that you conveyed what you believe in, what you know to be true, and you received a non-argument in return. You know why? It's not because you were contriving it or building yourself into it. It's because it was your truth. And I guess you left that situation or person with no response. And when you spoke, you were speaking from, this is true. And nobody, whatever that is, has no room to argue with you. It was your truth. Okay. Death. Queen of Wands, Temperance. You've changed so much. Transformations upon you. This also represents your moving on and release, yes, but it was a lot easier than you had initially thought. But honey, that's one of the beautiful things about knowing yourself, knowing thyself, and you delivering undisputable truth. There's usually not too much grounds for argument. Even if they don't say it's true, even if they don't agree to it, silence confirms. You know? I disapprove of this, I disapprove of you. Or my participation in this, and here's why. And I got nothing to say. You weren't exactly wrong. Death, Queen of Wands, Temperance. Four of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. The Moon. And there it is again. Yeah, you've done so much work that it's caught up to you in present time. You are very familiar with the process now. But yeah, that Moon. Everything you'd been working through over time. Okay, quietly too. It was a very quiet experience for you, but it meant everything. And it took time. But yeah, like I said, long story short, you have much changed. And you're comfortable with it. You're very comfortable with it now, and you're glad that you did. It's like I will always rest on these topics first. If I ever have another one like this ever again, where I question myself, my worth, and what I put myself into and why, I will always give myself room or space to consider it first. Okay. But yeah, you've changed so much. Some of you, it was a bad partnership. Toxic, codependent, non-cooperative, or there was just too much venomous feeling between you two. A lot of unresolved anger that was just going to stay that way. Or some patternized fear playing out again and again between you and this person or situation. And in short, it was no good for you. That's why you opened with contemplation of self-worth and what it is you actually believe in. Okay? Not what you said you would do contractually. That's another form of the Hierophant, but again, we have to understand ourselves well enough to know that I should be in this or I should not be in this. Okay? Now that I've experienced this and I understand it's no good for me, it makes me ill, it makes me sick, or frankly, it's just, I don't care for it anymore. My sense of commitment needs to change then, because I've changed. I have a new scale for reassessing my own value. And it should not include this. So I know it's all terribly vague down there, but I tell you, it's beautiful. There's so much energy there for you to work with in future about understanding how far you've come. You've done a complete 180, not a 360. That means you go back to where you started. You want a 180 on this one, which is what you're showing me, how much you have changed. And you just want to sit there and saturate in those energies for a while. And I don't blame you. There is so much there to work with. But above all, peace. And a kind of newfound sense and respect for what you'll do in future if you ever come across something this conflicting again. Okay. About the process of it. Gosh, that one was complicated. But good. It was a good complication. I really don't know what this was. You're showing me everything from I had to take my time to heal from this. My sense of commitment or core beliefs are involved. But the output was like, it looks like something you could have left behind a long time ago. It looks so low functioning, but you gave it the full respect of your spiritual self. So I don't know what that was. But it was very difficult for you. And patience. You might have some very strong Saggy in your chart. Patience, 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 temperance, temperance, temperance. You are being asked to practice patience right now. It's not easy to do this, but you're strong, and there's a reason why things aren't aligning in the way you want them in this moment. Okay, you're so close to getting things just so. When you're ready to use your words, trust that it's time. Okay? But yeah, it's not... Gosh, it's just... It doesn't even fight back, honey. It doesn't put up a fight at all. Or frankly, it can't because you gave it nothing but truth to work with, and that was a non-negotiable truth. Okay? Speak your truth when the time is right, like I said. Okay? Yeah. You'll be ready. Ghosted in reverse. I mean, that was always an option. A lot of people evoke that. There's a lot of mixed feelings on ghosted. What does that even mean? And under what situations do you do it? I'm not here to address that today. I have my own thoughts on it. I think there's times when it's clearly warranted. I do. And there's times when it's like, you know what? You're just being a little, you know what? And they can't handle it. You chose to speak up instead of being silent. You chose to speak up about your intention to move forward, even though you honestly feared reprisal. That wasn't the case. You could have ghosted, you chose not to. You wanted to give this your full focus and or attention before completely exiting it. That way I think there was no room for dispute. It's like, I will have final word on this, but not because I want the upper hand. I already have it. I'm going to do what's right for me. I want to tell them why. That way there's no confusion. Yeah. Yeah, you could have ghosted. When a lot of people refuse to do the work, they just ghost. They sidestep. You just don't hear from them for weeks or months at a time. And that's their version of ghosting. It's passive ghosting. They never really readdress the issue, if at all. Let's just pick up where we left off. And or they're just gone. They're just fucking gone. You chose not to do that. 11, 3, and... Sorry. That is a 9. Thank you. I was like, where's the little indicator? 11, 3, 9. Okay. And like I said, there's times when ghosting is warranted. You could have done, but you didn't. And I suppose that's going to make all the difference for you. 2 Ks. O, F, Q, and C. We have the medallion of Scorpio and Pisces. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart, particularly Scorpio. You could be connecting to, or their seasons might be important to you. Aries, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aquarius. All right, what's up? 8 of Pentacles, Justice, 3 of Swords, okay. All right. 10 of Wands, Queen of Swords, and the Knights of Cups. Okay. 8, well, everybody is. 8 of Wands, 3 of Cups, and Death. I think you're going to decline, though. I'm not telling you what to do, so let's make that clear right now. You're telling me what's up with you, and that's if you resonate. Yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote. Honestly, it's incredibly straightforward. I only need to be here a couple of minutes, but we're going to do our whole job. Okay. So 8 of Pentacles, Justice, 3 of Swords. You yourself, have you been busy at work? Absolutely. Been knocking out those contracts? You bet. Technically, legally, but also spiritually, you've been working through something with the 3 of Swords. And many of you find relief in work. It's been helping you work through some sort of 3 of Swords, some sort of broken heart. And in that space of taking care of your reality, your priorities, okay, it's helped you find balance. It really has. So not just lending to your personal sense of security and fulfilling your larger roles and doing well, I might add, but it's also helped you in ways people cannot see, but you experience, to give you relief in your heart, okay, to unbreak that heart. And it hurts. It's been hurting. Well, you're out there killing it in the material world, okay? Some of you might have roles in the legal field, just FYI. It's kind of come across that way. If I was doing a career reading, I would have been all over that, but yeah, just FYI. 3 of Swords, yeah, no, it's heartbreak. But you're doing well for yourself. You're creating balance, you're creating justice. As you continue to work and work well, that heartbreak starts to make more and more sense to you, working through it, finding meaning and context, etc. 10 of Wands, Queen of Swords, Knight of Cups. To be clear, I am saying this as an outside Knight of Cups. More often than not, you know me, or if you don't, let me tell you, when I see the Knights, more often than not, there are personal Knights going outward. They have a message to deliver. However, sometimes it's external. This one's external. It is someone else's Knight of Cups coming towards you. I see that because I see you, and I see the stress of it behind your back. It's a weight. It is a weight, a responsibility. I'm not saying you have to. You're saying it feels like a responsibility or hardship to hear this out. Because I do see you hearing this out, and that's a choice. It's because most likely you want to know what's up, but that doesn't mean you're anxious to be involved. Okay? It's kind of like there's a certain responsibility here to check in, to listen to this, to humor it, to see if everything's okay. You don't like that. It feels like pressure on you, especially if you've identified this as the reason your heart's broken. It's like, you should be grateful. I'm humoring you right now, or I'm listening to you, but out of courtesy, I'm asking if you're okay. Because you're showing up in front of me right now. So you must have something important to say. Yeah. Important, well, that's up to you. You get to determine that. But if I'm being honest with you, it wants to know if it can hang out. If I were to summarize that, to 8 of Wands, 3 of Cups is perfectly fine, acceptable when you're excited to connect and it feels good and the language is there and the connectivity is there and you're like, no, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there with them. I've been there. I've done that. And that's the reason why I was working through so diligently through my heartbreak, is because I've already had connection with them. I know what to expect. And so you do. You have different ideas now of what constitutes a happy, functioning connection or reconnection. And you're like, that ain't it. That ain't it. So thank you very much. Knight of Cups. I appreciate the flowers. I appreciate the gesture. But I'm not going through that shit again with you. And it's like, I don't know, once bitten, twice shy, or you have a very different opinion of them now. They broke your heart, so you're going to see things very differently. And once more, I'm going to emphasize you have every right to decline. Okay? You also have every right to accept if someone's putting forward the invitation. So I'm not saying you have to. It's just you're showing me active choice. You have your reasons, and I applaud you because you understand what they are. You get to choose if connecting or reconnecting is right for you. That's it. That's all I want for anybody, is figure it out. You really don't need tarot lady to tell you if connecting to this is a good thing or a bad thing. I just read the cards, man. Okay? That's it. And I can see where some people get things twisted up in their head and in their heart. And they're overthinking it, but they want to, but it's hard for them to admit that. Or they don't want to because they're being emotionally inflexible due to pain. Okay, that's not necessarily in their best interest. I can see it anyway, but I'm just letting you know. If you want to, you're a big Aquarius. You figure it out. But for the Aquarius I'm looking at, no, you're not interested. 8 of Pentacles, Justice, 3 of Swords. And I get that. I really do. I really understand that. You take all the professional energy aside. You take the workaday energies aside. It's like your biggest mistake was to let me work through this heartbreak on my own. And that's why I won't see you again. You didn't contribute. I had to do it my damn self. Like, where were you? Where were you? Right? You experienced that once. That means you have this idea that they're always going to do that. Okay, 8 of Pentacles, Justice, 3 of Swords. Queen of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Tower. Oh my. As you've been working through this, literally, metaphorically, time has passed for you. Wheel of Fortune's past. It's caught up to you. The passion that you used to have towards this is no more. And that kind of surprised you one day. It's like, oh my God. I've been working through this and working through my heartbreak. One of the things I discovered, Christina, is that I'm not crazy for this anymore. I'm not passionate for it anymore. I'm not turned on by it anymore. And also, P.S., I have no confidence in it. Even if they were to just show up, I wouldn't have any confidence in it. And why would you? You had to do this on your own. That's why I tell people all the time, if 2 people want to work through it, they will. I didn't see two people in there. I saw one work through it. You know? Yeah, and there's consequences to that. You no longer perceive your energy towards them like you once did. Hopeful, passionate, alive, turned on, sexy. What do you want to do it? No. That's gone. The way of the dodo bird, honey. It's extinct. It's gone. 10 of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Knight of Cups. And you're looking at them. You're looking at somebody's messenger. And you're like, I feel a certain responsibility to sit here and listen to this. Once more. You don't have to, but I understand. You might just want to be checking in that they're okay. Otherwise, why the hell would they be reapproaching you? Right? 10 of Wands, Queen of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. King of Cups. The Emperor and the Six of Swords. Yeah, your heart's not engaged with this either. So not only is your passion not here, your sense of emotional engagement isn't here either. If someone's showing up trying to show you a soft heart, romanticism, maybe even vulnerability, and you're like, the bigger parts of me that you're trying to talk to aren't here. They checked out a long time ago. You no longer have access to them. Remember, once more, I did the work for years to clear up my own broken heart without you. That has consequences. You looking at me, and they looking at you, and they see a solid figure. Right? After you did all the work. They're seeing a solid figure. Oh, I guess Aquarius worked on themselves, so they're feeling better. Hey, they're looking great these days. Yeah, because you did the work. You don't try to come in later and underwrite your name as a footnote or a credit attachment when you're the one that helped break the heart and then were absent for the fixing of it. No. Yeah, so you're not here. So I see you by choice. It's hard for you to listen to them, to particularly see this after everything you've processed, but I promise you, and those are some big parts of you. All right, King of Cups and the Emperor that are quite solid, very strong heart, a very strong will. You're like, okay. I sat here and I listened to you. I kind of regret that. These parts of me, I've moved on from you. I don't, that's just, that part of you can't be touched, not with this person. No. Okay, I got it. But those are some very large parts of you. Strong heart, commanding will. Ace of Wands, Three of Cups, Death. Yeah, okay, I got you. Five of Swords, Knight of Cups, lovers. You think they're full of shit. Okay. I'm not. There's that Knight of Cups again. Five of Swords, you think they're lying or that they don't know they're feeling at all. You think it's just attraction. You're like, yeah, you perceive me as a strong connection, which, by the way, you happen to absent yourself from, it looks like, years while I did the work and became stronger, even more attractive through your eyes. And now you're trying to show me love. It's false. You don't believe them. You really don't. You don't believe their words. You think they're insincere. You think they're full of shit. However, you have no doubt that they're attracted. Yes. But they're not emotionally attractive. Not to you. And then again, you honestly believe their heart space, what they're expressing to you, is full of shit. That it's a lie. Five of Swords. You're like, this person has about as much emotional depth as a teaspoon. Like, you don't... You see that? There it is. And you said, those parts of me? Oh, I would have loved to hear from you however long ago with even an ounce of that. But you're like, this is why you're declining. I don't think you're telling them this. I think that you're choosing to not speak or interact. You humored them long enough to see what the hell they wanted. But you're choosing not to interact after that point. For a reason. Here's why. You don't trust them. You think they're emotionally insincere or flaky. Or they don't know what the hell they're feeling. That they will always self-sabotage what they feel towards you. Even if there is authentic feeling in it, they will go out of their way to fuck it up. And that's a damn shame, because I used to have strong feeling for them too. You remember how you dialed that in, but that took a long time with the Wheel of Fortune for that to catch up to you. I used to be so turned on for them. I used to have so much passion for them. I used to have so much confidence now. Huh. And it's not until that Knight of Cups approaches you that you're like, huh. I'm not opening my heart to this. What the hell? And you're like, and I'm sure as hell not going to connect to it or keep communicating with it. No. I don't trust anything that person has to say. They're as insincere as shit. They'll change on a dime. They destroyed this once, they'll do it again. You're saying this person doesn't know themselves. Strong connection or no, it's likely from your point of view, it's just attraction on their part, but they don't actually know why they're coming forward from the heart. It's like they don't know what they want, they never did. Because if they had known what they wanted the first time, it wouldn't have gotten here. And I think there's something to that. I do. Enough time passed between you and this person that only did you fall out of passion with them, you fell out of love with them too. So yeah, if this person did not want that to happen, they would have made sure that the investment between you and them stood. They didn't even change past the Knight of Cups at this point. And even then, it's the Knight of Cups. You detaches in reverse. They haven't detached. And lighten up. Lighten up. They want you to lighten up. I'm sure. You're too big for that, though. I thought time has passed. You look great. I know I do. I made sure of that. No thanks to you. I also fixed myself. I see, though, however, you haven't detached. Their energy is too light, and yours has too much meaning. Okay? They haven't changed. Not even their Knights of Cups has changed. Oh my gosh. Still insecure, flaky, and as soon as they express some feeling towards you, they probably disappear or take it back, right? Or I didn't mean it like that. Yeah. Okay, what are you, 16? Grow up. Jesus. Yeah. It's just too immature. I strongly suspect the separation happened because someone couldn't stop ghosting. That's what I'm saying. They dip out. You work on yourself, you rebuild, they see everything you got going on. Oh, it's like, oh, I'm still crazy about Aquarius. That's a you problem. You're saying they're just going to ghost, or they abandon what they feel, or they never really know. They can't commit to feeling, or you don't trust it. It's like, yeah, you say you like me now, you love me now, you care about me now, but yeah. Where were you this whole fucking time? Yeah, it's too much ghosting. Like I was telling somebody else, there's times when ghosting is appropriate and it's warranted, and there's times when people just use it as a defense mechanism to not actually have to develop any real feeling, to be person of presence and mindfulness, to invest. Okay. 7, 8, 11. N, L, H, and then we have the dog tag in reverse. Whatever this is not protected. No. It still has elements of undermining and destruction, attached to it. It's not protected. And if you choose to re-engage with it, you won't be protected from it again either. That's why you had such a strong declaration. Not interested. Okay? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, what's up? Show me Gemini, please. Okay. The Magician, Page of Pentacles, and the Three Swords. Okay. Ace of Cups, King of Cups, and the High Priestess. Not quite ready yet. King of Wands, Queen of Cups, Temperance, until one day you are. Not yet. I'm not telling you what to do. You're kind of clocking this for yourself, as you should. The Magician, Page of Pentacles, Three of Swords, excuse me. In some way, you're saying, I am aware that I want to manifest, but also that may not be coming from the best place in me with the Three of Swords. Kind of like heartbreak. I'm manifesting from a space of heartbreak, and that may not be the best investment. I agree. Eight of Cups, King of Cups, the High Priestess, and I get why. You're so close to being really open to love, just not yet. You want to be, and you feel that you almost are. But until you are fully embracing to the giving and receiving experience in the heart space, I really don't want you to manifest, not yet. Not completely, not fully. Because there's a little itty-bitty admission here. I might be manifesting from heartbreak, though. Just a little bit. Which indicates to me we still have some pain we need to work through because you're not entirely emotionally available yet with the Eight of Cups. But you want to be, very much so, with the King of Cups and the High Priestess. You want your intuition to be back on point, like full volume. Your ability to give and receive love, you want it to be at peak volume. But we're not quite there yet. Almost. Almost. And we really do not want that Three of Swords, okay, to dictate our emotional availability. Because so long as that's present in some way, we're not going to be fully available to whatever experience we're summoning. We don't want that. Because then we'll nullify our efforts. Okay? Or worse. We don't want that. King of Wands, Queen of Cups, and Temperance. Beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. That's good, but that one needs a little more time. Yes. That one needs a little bit more time. Like I said, not just yet. You're so close. But a little further out, you look great. You really do. What I like, though, is that your heart's open and you feel confident about it. That's wonderful. I'm not saying perfect, but you're showing me confidence and patience, calmness, steadiness. Right there is beautiful. This is good stuff. That is someone who is in full claimancy of their feeling. Calm. Calm, centered, beautiful. Oh, honey, you operate with a frequency like that, they'll be all over you. Okay? Just whatever that is. You want to be open to love, to give and receive. You do. You do. But you admit there's still some needles sticking in your heart there, and you're building up to it. These things take time. I'm glad you recognized it. I am. I'm glad you recognized it. You figured it out. It's like, man, I'm really wanting to feel the love, but I kind of doubt that I'm fully available to that. And I don't want to doubt. I don't want to have any doubts. Right? Excuse me. The Magician, Page of Pentacles, Three of Swords. So I like that you're aware. I like that you figured that out. Ace of Pentacles, yeah. Oh, the Moon. Okay. Ten of Wands. Okay. Okay. You've been experiencing difficulty with getting a new beginning because of this. Because we still have some pain there. There's this not fully acknowledged fear that it's going to be so difficult for a brand new beginning. And that's where the fear's coming in. It's not that it's a truth, it's a fear that's low-key haunting you and you're not fully acknowledging it. A brand new beginning is going to be so hard. It's going to be so hard, and that's the pain talking. It's not its truth, it's pain. To be clear, you're manifesting, and you do want a brand new beginning. But what's running around in that background of yours is a secret. Brand new beginnings are hard. I don't know if I'm fully on board with that. No, that's just doubt. That's doubt and pain. Yeah, there it is. On the surface, it looks practical. It looks solid. But behind that is a fear it's just not going to work out, or it'll be too hard to get, or too hard to acquire. And that's kind of showing you, right, that you're not fully available to your own manifestation yet. You're warming up to it. Let's put it that way. Eight of Cups, King of Cups, and the High Priestess. King of Cups, oh my goodness, the Sun and the Hierophant. Oh, but you want it. You want the glory of it all. You really do. Gosh, despite your fears and your hesitations, it's going to be so hard and you can't just start over. Some of you might be doing a clean slate, by the way. And that kind of fear is holding you back from totally manifesting. You get it. You click with that. Okay, I'm not fully available to this yet, but I want to be. So if anything, you acknowledging this reaffirms what your spirit's trying to tell you. You have kind of a hierophant in you attached to your heart space that says, I want everything. I want commitment. I want sunshine. I want love. I want happiness because I believe in it. And you do believe in it. Those are core beliefs for you. Those are non-negotiable core beliefs. You really do feel these things. But you're like, I also believe my heart should be ready because I don't want to hesitate. I think that's beautiful. Personally, I think that's fucking beautiful. That's lovely. You don't want to hesitate. You want to onboard to happiness and to love and the experience of it all. You don't want any reason to doubt yourself or turn back around or not be fully present and available the next time your journey begins. And I promise you this, my friend, there will be a new journey for you. But you want that. You do. Some of you have some really interesting Scorpio. I've been seeing that for everybody. It's weird. I will see no Scorpio for months. And then, boom, it's everywhere. We're just everywhere. You know, some of you might have some very strong Scorpio in your chart. We have Sag here. We got some Pisces. We got some Taurus. But yeah, that's okay. Yeah, see, I know you want to connect with it. I know. Anyway, yeah. So just give yourself a little bit more time. And when you can honestly say, I'm open to giving and receiving love with confidence and a steady hand, temperance, patience. That's when I know. Yeah. You want to take your beliefs seriously. You want to take your heart space seriously. You want your happiness. You want to take that seriously. You do believe in commitment. You have some very strong core values attached to you, particularly traditional love. You really have a core belief surrounding traditional love. And you're like, I don't want to miss a thing. What is that, Aerosmith? I don't want to miss a thing. That's literally the name of the song. I don't want to miss a thing. Yeah. You don't. You don't want to miss a thing. So it's like how we don't start this is doubting ourselves. Okay? That's not how we're going to start this, Gemini. Very good. King of Wands, Queen of Cups, and Temperance. Ace of Wands. Excuse me. Three of Wands and the Knight of Swords. Oh, I like that. See, that's how I know you got something dialed in, because your confidence just hit the roof in terms of, okay, this is what I believe in and I believe in me. You have some very traditional concepts surrounding love, which I think I respect. It's beautiful. You're like, by God, I'm a romantic, but I want to fall in love officially, and I want to be ready for it because I want to be open to the right thing. I don't want to miss it. I want to line up to that immediately. No hesitation. I want to be full on available. So you're so close. You can taste it with that intuition talking to you. But it's just a call to do a little bit more work, put in a little more time. Once more, I'm not telling you to wait. I would never tell you to wait. This is a choice. It's not even waiting. That would be unproductive waiting. This is waiting with cause or purpose. It's the idea of, I'll know when to act. And you're not wrong. You are absolutely correct. You will know when to act. And it has everything to do with not just your heart being fully available, okay, but confidence to back it up. So Ace of Wands, Three of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and you're saying, that's when I'll act. It's like, man, look at that calm energy around your action. It's like, I will know. I will know. Just not just yet. Man, I would love to get a time check on that one. Ooh. I would love to. Your opening, though, was like, I just want something practical. I want something simple. I want nice and homey and constructive. You know, it's good investment. It's probably not that easy. Nothing ever works out like that. I don't know. I've done practical investments before in relationships and whatever, and they usually end up being a bigger pain in the ass than anything else. You're like, no, I want a traditional falling in love thing, okay? But no, I'm glad you had that minute to talk to yourself. And it's like, why am I desiring this practical new beginning? Is it because part of me is still in pain and I'm not fully trusting the process? Probably. Okay. Very good. Gosh, there's a couple indicators here. Everything from Leo season, which is a couple months out, upwards and outwards to Scorpio / Sagittarius season. And celebrate, connectivity, finding reasons to celebrate. Okay, no problem. But yeah, opening up to celebration, maybe some 3 cups activity, connecting, believe. Believe in yourself. It'll be time to celebrate soon enough. It's just, there's so many bubbles here. I like the way they're rising for you. I like the way you pulled yourself back, because even if you could manifest openly a brand new beginning for yourself, you're saying it wasn't the right thing. The pentacle was not the approach you wanted. You're like, I've done that. I've done practical brand new beginnings before. That's not what why am I doing that? Because it's fear of being hurt. Oh, that means I'm not ready. I want my heart space to be ready. I want full on love. I don't want to miss a thing. Right. Okay. That was a life-changing decision. Good. I'm glad you didn't rush into... Don't get me wrong. You want the soulmate experience. You don't want another practical karmic-based connection that looks like a steady, solid investment at the time. Safe bet, right? I feel like that's what you were initially going to do, and you pulled it back. You recognized it as a fear tactic that will undermine your commitment in future if you don't choose more from the heart. I swear to goodness, that's what I'm looking at. I would put money on that. I would absolutely put money on that. Because it's so different. It's so much bolder from the heart and from the spirit. You're lining up to that, the recognition of it, your heart's true desire. And that is what's worth waiting for, because I don't know who the hell it is you're talking to or taking action towards. I just see it happening further out. But you are worth waiting for in this respect. You figured it out. I'm glad you pulled your manifestation back. It's a life-changing decision, because, honey, you can have a strong practical alliance with anybody, anywhere. It doesn't take too much to pull that together. This has a lot more value, and obviously it takes more feeling and insight and reflection. Okay, 4, 10, and 5. And then also, more to that point, that doesn't mean these always work out. It seems like a good investment at the time. Seems solid until it doesn't. You know? Feels safe until it isn't. Sometimes a good investment's a good investment forever. Sometimes it's not. Yeah. Sorry, I saw AF, and as we all know, AF is short for as book, which is the common terminology goes. But so AF, that's like, oh, I know, I wore a shirt recently that said Scorpio AF, and but that's, which is true. But no, that A hit funny. That was weird. I don't know. Okay, we have the medallion of Capricorn. I think some of you have a very strong practical side. I do. It's not that it's wrong. It's just, is that what you want? For Gemini, the heart space I'm looking at for you. No. No more so-called safe bets. I think you've done that. You know how they end up. Not so safe and not such a good bet. Anyway, Capricorn, you might have some very strong Capricorn in your chart. Could be connecting to it. The season might be important to you. We have the dog tag in reverse, not protected. Whatever it is you summon right now, you feel like it would not be protected or insured. It's like I don't trust where it's coming from in me. You're not wrong. We have the seashell in reverse, currently not listening to ourselves just yet. You'll be over here before you know it. And then we have the snowflake once more, sign of Scorpio. Transformation. Could be that by the time of your winter. I don't know. All right, Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Libra. Okay. 10 of Cups, the 5 of Swords, and the 5 of Cups. 3 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. 2 of Wands, the Fool, and the 6 of Cups. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. This is very different for my Libra collective. So I don't know if you've just recently come into conflict or if you're brand new. This is very different. Very different. That's okay. I like different. It's just this clearly isn't going to be everybody's reading. Clearly. So if that's the case for you, check your other placements. But for those of you who are familiar with tarot, you know that's not good right there on that opening, right? Like, you know that's not good. 10 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups. You feel horrible about your inner circle, your family and friends. And you keep trying to tell yourself the past does not affect me. The past doesn't. I am not disappointed. I am not disappointed with my inner circle. The past does not affect me. The past does not affect me. The past does not affect me. And it's gotten to the point where you might almost believe yourself, but it does affect you. It does affect you. There's a lot of disharmony between you and yours. And you are determined to sit there and tell yourself otherwise. Everything's cool. Everything's cool. Everything's cool. Everything is not cool. Okay. No. The more you try to make that particular story fit, the worse it's going to feel. So I'd advise you to stop. Just on looks alone, I would advise you to stop. I can't actually tell you what to do. I'm just advising you. I would stop and get some space from that. Stop trying to force yourself to play nice with people who are supposed to show up for love and support. Okay, because if you're at that point where you're doing 5 of Swords in order to get along with this, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to others too. So you're actually contributing to it. All right? 3 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Again, stop trying to find ways to be open to this, please. It doesn't look very healthy right now, and it looks like it's causing you harm the more you try to sit there and figure out how to participate in it. Stop trying to find the perfect thing to say or express or what would make them more happy. You're hurting yourself. 3 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. An option in that 7 of Cups, by the way, is to pull back. I'm not saying ghost, I'm not saying abandon, I'm not saying completely give this up, but I'm saying today is not that day to try to sit there and figure out how to get this back into a good functioning state. It's going to take longer than that, and you don't have to add to it in the meantime. Whatever this is so immersed in the past that who remembers what or who did what is irrelevant at this point, because it's all mixed up in a big stew pot of regrets and disappointment and hurt and pains and I accuse you and so you're just trying to okay, can we open up some positive feelings? But it would be a lie at this point. You would be contributing to the lie, because it's like, this is not going to be a quick fix. There's no quick patch here. There really isn't. So I would just say back away and get some space and let things calm the hell down before you try to re-engage with this. Because at some point I see you trying to go along with it if it just means moving things forward. And that's just no good. That's no good. But you're not pushing back on it either. It's non-confrontational. It's just like, it's just easier to play into this disappointment than it is to be honest with it. On the contrary, until you feel like you can be honest with this, I would not approach it. So that's, I know it's vague, I'm sorry. That's because there's more than one person attached to this. It's more than just you, it's more than just two people. It seems like a chorus of people who are disappointed, upset, angry, and kind of lying to themselves about everything. And the roles they played in the past and in the present, and you're mixed up in it. So you get to choose your own level of participation. Can we just find something that's happy to focus on, guys? No, because that's just... No. Until you feel like you're in a better position to be honest with this inner circle, and that it can be returned to you, I would say withdraw for the time being. Two of Wands, the Fool, Six of Cups. Good. I see you opening up to someone you can trust. That's good. Oh, some relief there. Okay. This is someone who supports you and seems to love you unconditionally. This is a soul bond. It does not have to be an intimate person. It could be another person in your inner circle that actually you have a functioning relationship with. And I mean healthy functioning. It looks like you will be opening up to them, even if it's just for temporary relief, because we all need love and support. And the fact that this person knows you from the soul so well, even better. Okay? Oh my God. I hate this. I really hate this for you. I don't want to see that for anybody. 10 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups. But I don't want you to continue to feel pressure to play along if it means finding an option to feel better. No, because then you're being dishonest to you too. You're wrapped up in the history of this too. And that might be how some of you lent to the sabotaging experiences, is that you just try to breeze past the past. Like, guys, can we move on from this? Do we have to talk about this again? The reason it keeps getting brought up is because not enough people are fessing up to their own level of contribution in that inner circle. Everybody's like, you hurt me the most, and then pointing that finger at other people. I don't have enough people here taking responsibility for the current issues at hand that are also playing into the past. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Okay? Will it always be a mess? Good. I hope not. Justice, you. Five of Wands, 8 of Swords. There you are. I know. In the interest of this myth, there you are. Justice, that's you. 5 of Wands, 8 of Swords. Can you I don't want to argue. Can we just all overlook this? The answer is no. And the more you try to do that, the more you try to find a happy option, the more it breaks your own heart, because that's how you're contributing. I get it. I wouldn't want to touch this mess with a 10-foot pole either. But it's going to take more than one person to be invested in truth in order to find real balance. Not lying about the past. And I am so sorry. I'm so sorry that this is a multi-directional mess. But that's where the inner circle is. When it's in harmony and when it's in balance, it's beautiful. But when it's off, it's way the fuck off. Because more than one person's participating in it. And so I know that's a mess, and I know you just rather not, but that's not how this is going to work. Okay? I know you don't want to argue, but also you can't seem to find a better solution. Yeah, because it's more than just you. Multiple people need to stand up and say, this is what I understand, this is what I believed happened. Okay? And then also, understand how they themselves contributed to that mess. Okay? We can't just go around pointing fingers, because that doesn't solve anything, does it? It just leads to more finger pointing. All right. 3 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Yeah. Stop trying to force it. It looks absolutely exhausting. 6 of Swords, 2 of Wands, and the Chariot. Okay, good. That's exactly what I advised you to do. Thank you. I appreciate that, not because you're listening to me. It's because you figured it out for yourself. Again, the more you try to reapproach this with a smile on your face, can we just move ahead? You know it's causing more problems. It's specifically for you. You're not showing yourself justice by trying to breeze on by this, and they're not showing themselves justice either to the situation. And it looks like an absolute hornet's nest. The point is, there you go. There's that decision. I am temporarily leaving this behind. That's the only thing I feel good about. Again, I'm not saying death here. I'm not saying the world. I'm not saying complete destruction. What I'm saying is that I need space. And maybe that's the best thing I can do for myself as well as this situation. Because it doesn't look like that's going anywhere anytime. I tried to avoid the fight. I tried to stay neutral. I tried not to take sides. In fact, I tried to insert happy options. You might even issued some false apologies or shit that you don't even need to take responsibility for. I'm guessing that's what you did. And it just made you feel worse because once you started, everybody expected apologies from you, right? But it didn't make the problem go away, did it? No. And that's how you showed yourself injustice. I know what you were thinking. I just want to avoid any more conflict. And if it helps move things forward, I'll wave the white flag. I don't know what I'm apologizing for, but I'll wave that white flag. I'll bend the knee. Okay. But then it became like pin the tail on the donkey, didn't it? It doesn't stop. You need more than one voice here actually standing up and saying, this is what I recognize as the problem. This is how I own it. This is my part in it. It can't just be you, and it can't be you falsely apologizing or whatever. It just hurt you. That's all it does. It's going to hurt you. Because I trust you. I mean, trust me. That inner circle is going to remember that, and they'll always be the one to expect you to give in and apologize for shit you didn't even do. And that's unfair to you. So that's a lot. Yes, I agree with your decision to kind of gently move away from this. You may not even tell anybody. I don't blame you if you would. I do not blame you. But just please stop trying to force things to fix. It's not working. Okay, and some of you, by the way, you made that decision now in Cancer season. Okay, what are you about to? 2 of Wands, the Fool, 6 of Cups. I am extremely grateful that you're able to open up to somebody here. You're so glad that you did. They seem to understand you. You're bonded to this person after all, but for some reason, they seem to be excluded from this mess. All right? Still part of your inner circle. You would count them as one of your own, but they're not part of this current. Blech. 2 of Wands, the Fool, 6 of Cups. King of Cups, Ace of Cups. Oh, the Hermit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sorry. I just love saying pure love like that. That is pure love. Again, it may not be intimate. I just know that's pure love. Oh God, they have nothing but love for you. Absolutely. And then there it is. There's the Hermit. Oh my gosh. You feel so much better. They give you a lot to think about, a lot to reflect on, a lot to reflect on. They're very wise, good counsel. That just rolls off this person in waves. They listen. They listen to you. You're more than bonded to this person. They have nothing but heart for you. They're so open about it. They're so honest about it. Goodness me. And you have that for them too. It's like, I trust your wisdom. I trust your counsel. I trust your feelings. I know you speak from the heart. I know you won't give me any bullshit. I know that what you say you feel is what you mean. I am so happy for you. I'm not saying this as new love. I'm really not. It's been a while since we caught up to them. But that is just what you needed. It could be. Don't get me wrong. It could be new love. I'm not saying it this way. It has so much familiarity. Granted, time has passed, and I said that they're part of your inner circle, but not immediately part of this mess. So they might be at a distance from you, and that might be another reason why you're on the road right now, or not road, but you chose distance from this. You had to get away. I don't disagree. Temporarily. Eventually, we'll have to turn back around and address this. But I want you to be more prepared. And how do you do that? You seek the love and support that's available to you, not what you're currently in conflict with, and someone who can give you outsider perspective. But from a good, Unconditional place. And that person's got a lot of unconditional feeling for you. It's just independently from them towards you. Yeah, and you trust them. You really trust this person. You trust them from the heart. You trust their feeling. You trust their guidance. It's good. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you opened up. Even if it feels like a last minute, you know what, I got to get some space. I bet it was last minute. You may not have known that you were getting space from this until you were doing it. But I'm so glad. I'm so glad you headed in their direction. You know what? I'm going to open up to old so-and-so. You were not wrong. That was great instinct right there. Excellent instinct. Okay? Which one are we at? Okay. I don't know why. I was looking down expecting to see the another oracle, and I'm like, no. I was expecting to see Ask Help from Others card, which would be the Angel Answers deck. But that's not here, clearly. But this is the person who you would ask help from. Particularly emotional guidance. I'm glad we caught that on camera, because I want people to know I do what I do for a reason. There you go. Ask for help. So my initial instinct, speaking of instinct, was to grab my Angel Answers deck, and I'm like, it's going to say Ask Help for Others. And I'm like, oh, that's not here. Same, though. Still, we're the same. Ask for help from this person. There's good counsel in there. Okay. Yeah. Anything else, please? Protect. I need you to back away from this just in self-protection. Again, if you ever feel the pressure to lie, to adopt a truth that isn't yours in order to get along with others, particularly in a circle, once you start doing that, it will be expected of you again and again. You don't want that. You really don't want that. It will create problems you have yet to see. Primarily is that no one will ever feel like they have to give you an apology. Okay? That's what happens. Know when to wave the white flag because you are genuinely wrong and you fucked up and you see it and you get it. But know when it's owed you, and if you don't get it, okay. Okay. That doesn't mean you and them have to be continue to be connected or trust them. But don't ever counsel. Yeah, get good counsel on this. Don't ever start apologizing for other people's shit, because it will never stop. And you know, own your own shit always. But just for the sake of avoiding a fight, fuck no. I'd rather be involved in a fight than be like, I'm sorry, you're right. You're right. Even though you did that thing 5 years ago and caused all these problems, I'll say, you know what? I'm just going to I'll take the hit. And they're like, I knew it. And that shit never stops. No. Generous offer, the divine feminine, life-changing decision. I see the decision there. It really is. Divine feminine, a generous offer. A generous offer to get together. Possibly you're the divine feminine, or they are empress, if you will. There's a generous offer there. It was a life-changing decision, but it was a good one. Offer you some really good advice, maybe, or the connection, or you can't believe that they're connecting to you, something like that. I don't know why that is, but we're so glad. 4, 1, 5. D, H, 2 H's. DHH. And then we have the Medallion of Sag, keyword here being optimist. Some of you have some very strong Sag in your chart, could be connecting to, or their season might be important to you. And then we have Big Dollar Bill. Some of y'all might have some very strong earth in your chart that could be a concern, particularly Capricorn. I just saw their medallion was here. I hate money conflicts. It could be about that. It could also be that there's too much invested in this in terms of emotional investment, but it's negative. Too much negative thinking investment, or the persistence here. The persistence. Driving a debt into this. No. You might have some very strong Capricorn inside in your chart, like I said, connecting to, etc. But there's a persistence here. Knowing something is worth your time, energy, and effort. And just because someone else is persisting doesn't mean you have to participate. Okay? Okay, we got to wrap this one up. Libras, yours was very interesting today. I don't know if you're part of my regular crew. Perhaps this is something that just cropped up, but it was building up in this direction. I don't know. But I hope that you find resolve, and I hope this helped you today. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, what's up? Show me Taurus, please. Three of Swords, Judgment, Page of Cups, Ace of Wands, Hierophant, you, Six of Pentacles, the Sun, the Star, Ace of Pentacles. Yay! Nice. Oh, first I had initial, God, Three of Swords. Yeah. Judgment, Page of Cups. I know you've been heartbroken, hurt. Three of Swords. Okay. Judgment, Page of Cups. There's a sense of timing that's with you now. FYI, we got another storm. Okay, it's a bit loud. You know, I don't know what you know about what I've been experiencing here in Central Texas. A lot of people have. If you've seen the intros, particularly the outro, Thursday check-in, I don't mind telling you, personally, for myself, I'm rather sick of the fucking rain. But that's me. You know, it's tiresome. I know, it can't rain all the time. I know. I'm aware. Sometimes it just feels like it does. Okay. And Three Swords, Judgment, Page of Cups. But not only have you had your lessons in heartbreak, right? Timing is with you now, believe it or not, to open up your heart, as tender of a feeling that might be. Page of Cups, as small as it may be. Nevertheless, there's something here about timing that despite the pain or hardship, maybe open up your heart just a little bit. It might be a good idea, Taurus, that kind of thing. Judgment now. It'll ultimately be your decision, of course. There's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. But you are getting suggestions and hints from the universe that now's the time. Now's the time for your judgment, because there's influence here. And it's your choice if you want to open up to that influence, because something's coming to you, okay? Making itself available to you. And it could do good for you. It could. Ace of Wands, the Hierophant, Six of Pentacles. This is something that could really possibly benefit you. Or frankly, just make you feel fucking good. Ace of Wands, the Hierophant, Six of... It looks manageable. Six of... What is that to Taurus? It's nothing, honestly. But for you, it's indicators or markers that it might recharge you, revitalize your spirit, give you energy, hope, passion, enthusiasm. I just know that you're the direct recipient. If you choose that, despite whatever background you're coming from, lessons aside, okay? If you choose to open your heart, you could have that. It could be accessible to you. You could interact with it in the real world, and it'll make you feel good. The Star, the Sun, Ace of Pentacles, what starts as something that could just make you, just make you feel good, could actually turn out to be, I don't know, everything. Apparently, so the Sun, the Star, and the Ace of Pentacles, it almost looks like the deal of a lifetime, but more than that, something, it goes beyond just being advantageous in terms of Ace of Pentacles, new beginning. It's It's your star. It's your sun. It's happiness now. It's happiness long term. Fulfillment specifically, purpose, focus, but a long term investment. You know, the kind of thing that you feel the warmth of this happiness kind of caress your face, and the star acts as a long term guiding system. Something that can carry you out for a very long time. Okay. So that's beautiful, isn't it? But you know how it starts? Little itty bitty judgment call right there, just to open your heart just a little bit of vulnerability, a little bit of love, a little bit of something. Your willingness to try, to be receptive to this, despite whatever hardship, misgivings, or pains you've had. Okay, will that Three of Swords be enough to stop you, make you not trust yourself? Three of Swords, Judgment, Page of Cups. What's going on? I'm painting broad strokes because I don't quite know what this is. By all rights, I could see something and work. Easily, I could default to that. But let's see. Ace of Wands, Three of Swords, there it is, Nine of Cups. This is something that, again, once more could make you personally happy, but that Three of Swords has proven a formidable stumbling block for some of you time and again, because you've experienced rejection before. If you're alive, if you're a human being, it's all but guarantee you're going to experience a Three of Swords at some point in your life. Different sizes, different shapes, different quantities, different weights. But eventually we're all going to experience rejection, big and small. The stuff we can get over, and there's the shit we never quite got over. Okay. I'm looking at a Taurus. This is the thing you never quite got over. And it's made very hard for you to open up easily to opportunities that might be in your best interest. Again, this is something that could do wonders for you. And it looks like it's tailor-made for you. There's the Ace of Wands again, but Nine of Cups is personal. Personal wish fulfillment. What would please me? You've had lessons in this. You've had lessons. Taurus, we know this has happened to you in the past. Have you learned enough from it to feel like you can re-engage with other opportunities in your life and say, fuck rejection? Don't let that get in your way. All we ask for you is a little bit of openness, Page of Cups. Can you do it? Ace of Wands, the Hierophant. Six of Pentacles. Can you kind of step into your higher self, your higher power there? Believe in yourself. Knight of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, the Magician. You want this. By the time you know what this is, you're going to want this. You're going to recognize it as something indicative to your self-worth. Core principles for what surrounds your life and what you believe in. Okay? Whatever that is. Being someone of responsibility, being someone of importance, being someone who just works hard for security. I don't know, whatever your core beliefs are, your core values are. Whatever this is going to speak to you in that way. And you're going to want it. All I know is that it'll be, well, it has the opportunity to not just be good for you, but to legitimately make you happy too. Seems to me I know that Three of Swords is there twice, honey, but we've all experienced rejection. Rejection's a lot like falling down. Can you get yourself back up? I know it hurt. But is that hurt worth denying what's right for you? Good for you. Can you spare a Page of Cups? A little bit of openness there. Because, to be clear, you'll have the opportunity to interact with this before you fully accept it. I want you to take that chance. I really do. By the time you know what this is, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. And I know with Judgment there, that's the universe's cheeky way of saying, look, this might represent an opportunity or two that you passed up because the rejection was still plaguing you. Here's another one. We hope that you've had some insight. We hope you've learned your lessons. Don't let this one pass you up. You're going to want this one, Taurus. You know, think of the universe as a parent. They want us to be happy. But first they need us to figure out what makes us happy. So that way, when we connect to it, we can honor ourselves by accepting it. Anyway, the Sun, the Star, the Ace of Pentacles. I think you can spare a Page of Cups, but that's just me, honey. That's just my 2 cents, whatever the hell that means. You know? I'll be, okay, I'll open my heart to this. King of Pentacles, the Hermit, Queen of Wands, and someone joined you. I don't know who that is. I just know that someone joins you. You kind of really spoke to me about your energy today. Whatever this is has you written all over it. King of Pentacles, the Hermit. You might have some, you could be a double, triple, quad Earth. Oh my goodness. It's your everything. It's your path. It's your everything. It's your immediate happiness. It's your long-term, it's your long-term security, hopes, wishes, wants, dreams, desires, and it's very much for you. It's a brand new beginning, and I can't, I'm sorry, honey, I can't just contain it to work. I really can't. It seems to be multifunctional in that it serves more than one pathway in your life. It's not just having an ideal job. I think your work is affected, yes, but, excuse my tummy, I'm hungry. But there seems to be elements in here that speak to you personally in regards to passion, personal wish fulfillment, and happiness, okay? And then I see someone kind of do a side attachment to you, and then they're bringing energy to the table as well. Queen of Wands is very fiery, very passionate, creative, artistic, I don't know. So no, I'm sorry, I can't just limit that to work. It's overall. Overall happiness, overall longevity, overall way of life. That is very beneficial to you. Good for you, healthy for you. And kind of, frankly, it allows you to live out your dreams. And you don't do it alone. Someone is attached to you in that space. Personally, professionally, or both, I don't know. I would love to push this one. I really would, but that's not where we are. I really would. So I'm going to go back to my major point, Taurus, and I understand it's very broad strokes today. I get that. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people dislike tarot. I get you. And then they also hate it when it's overly specific. You just can't please everybody, and you just can't. And I don't fucking want to. It's not possible. But, you know, this, despite the fact that it is very broad strokes, I can go back to that main point. All this is conditional on a little Page of Cups. And your willingness to open to all this. By admitting, I want this personally. I'd like to be open to it. I won't let past heartbreak or old rejections influence me on this one. Not this one. Not this time. I will not let past rejections or failures, I hate using that term, because things are only a failure in as much as we refuse to learn from those failures. So refuse to fail. Learn your lessons. Okay? And then we don't miss things like this. It's almost, it's like handmade for you. It's tailor-made for you, whatever this is. Oh, honey, there's nothing like custom. You know, busy and regrets. We have a lot of regrets here, and we got ourselves busy and distracted. And that was your Three of Swords playing out. In that kind of undertone of background noise of fear of things hurting you or rejecting you, or you having to experience something again and again, you've often put yourself in a space of being busy or distracted or distancing yourself from believing in opportunities. And you got another one. You don't want another regret, okay? See this for what it is. No more busyness, no more distraction. I want this to have your focus. I really do. All right. Gosh, I wish I knew more. I told you it was too big just to be a job. I'm sorry. And don't get me wrong, you could be completely shifting careers. And because it's so much more than that. I'm telling you, it's more than that. It's overall a fresh start. I've used the expression hit the reset button, and it's not even a reset, but it's a fresh opportunity for you across multiple pathways or boards. It's a fresh start. Invest in it, please. Once more, I mean, I can invite you. I can't tell you what to do, but I hope that you do. I really, really do. 7. Fuck off. Yeah, 7. Oh, you. You got it. Oh my God, Taurus, you got 7. I'll tell you what. Oh, okay. So many letters in here. Okay. All right. Well, there it is. We have F, X, K, O, H, 2 G's, and an A. We have the medallion of Leo as well as Aquarius, generous and friendly. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart, could be connecting to, or the seasons might be important to you. We also have Cupid's arrow or the arrow of Sag. Again, same with the Sagittarian energy. And then you have the key. You have the key to all this, you really do. To turn the key, make the difference, open that door. All right. And then we have the twin dolphins. Yeah. Someone who's like you. I did see that attachment. It was clearly outside of you, but it supports you. And it shows up either in an invested interest, okay, of whatever this pathway is, or it's personal or a combination of the two. I don't know. But it's someone who's there with you. Like so. All right? Okay. Taurus, I hope this helped you. I know it's so vague. But I don't disagree with it. So, anyway, I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, what's up? Show me Virgo, please. Four of Wands. The Hermit, that's you. And the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you look very relaxed. Seven of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. Hey, good job. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, Seven of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. All right, still some caution there, but you look relaxed and you're opening up to somebody somewhere. At Four of Wands, I see some sort of connection behind you, what you would call a relationship. Once more, how two people define it and or build into it. And that's something that you're thinking about. The Hermit, okay, based on experience, your personal experience with that relationship, how you've connected to it, how you've kind of communicated to it. And like I said, you seem to be very relaxed over the subject. I see you opening up to it. Okay, you're wanting to build into it, at least via communication. All right, so I'm curious to see what you have to say or what you've been thinking. Yeah, you've learned a lot about it, this connection, just through reflection and how you see yourself in it. And that's it, really. Like I said, you look very calm, reflective, ready to talk, I suppose. Seven of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. You have doubts. You have doubts. I'd say those are reasonable doubts. You have misgivings, but nonetheless, slow and steady. You're opening up to this. I'm not telling you what to do. You're telling me what you're choosing to do. Okay? But yeah, Seven of Swords, doubts, self-doubts, a particular internal dialogue that's not always so nice or friendly, or the avoidance of it. But the Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, yeah, slowly but surely, we're opening up. Okay. Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. And it's not just you. No. There's caution between two people here. But it's both from a space of mutual interest. Okay. Personal sense of security, self-worth. So I'm seeing caution, not block, caution. Okay? Respecting boundaries here on both sides and working through that. Communicating needs, expectations, something like this. Okay? But there is a pretty strong sense of mutual respect there. Four of Wands, the Hermit, Eight of Wands. It's almost like you're saying I'm ready to talk, but in a very gentle way. I like your card in this deck. It's really cool. I don't know if you've ever seen it. This is the Light Seers. King of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the Tower. Oh boy, yeah, we've had a lot to think about. All right, reflect on. King of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, the Tower. It looks like there was something here we were legitimately afraid to discuss or open up about. But you weren't able to discuss it, but it was a fear. A sizable fear in your mind, in your heart, something like that. Tower says no. We gotta stop worrying about that. Again, it's not without experience there at the King of Pentacles. Again, I'm saying for your reasonable fear. But that doesn't mean your worst fear was correct either with the Tower. Okay? You've had a lot of time to think about this in the context of a relationship you have with someone else. And now you're saying, I've done some healing here. I've thought about it. I'm ready to talk. I would like to talk. There's something here about unfounded fears. They might have had a practical basis based on experience. But a false fear. And I think that's one of the things you're going to talk about. This is what's been in my mind, kind of eating away at me. In some way, you you thought it was true or real. Okay? Seven of Swords, Knights of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. It's hard for the Virgo I'm looking at. I can see that you have a tendency to overthink. Perhaps to the point of shutdown. It's not an accusation. Don't take it as one. That's just what's in the cards. And a lot of people identify with that, by the way. Seven of Swords, Knights of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. So yeah, you had doubts. A lot of them. And I think they kind of ate at you for a while. But at some point, something clicked for you. I said, I understand where those fears are coming from. And they are based on experiences, most likely of the past. But there's no evidence of that in this connection. I see that now. I get it now. Like I said, you're ready to talk. Seven of Swords, Knights of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. Ace of Wands, the Lovers, the Emperor. We want to try again with whoever this is. We want to try again. Once more, I'm not telling you have to. I read what's here. I got an Ace of Wands, the Lovers, the Emperor. If you don't believe me, here's a close up. I'm ready for my close up. Are you ready for your close up? Your energy is. I'll tell you what. But it's very engaging that you had a lot of doubts about this. A lot of fears. Again, based on real valid experiences, but not in this connection. There's no evidence in this connection, although you might have had evidence in previous connections of worst case scenarios. You didn't with this one, and that's all I know. But you needed time to experience that. You needed time on your own to see that. You just needed time. Okay? I don't know what it was that was so hell-bent in your mind that it's like, that's my worst fears blown up. It's going to happen in this one. It's going to happen. It's going to happen in this one. In past experiences, it did. Not in this one. I don't know if things are going to work out. I just know that there's something here that you personally resolved within you. Something occurred to you. I was expecting the worst in this, but I didn't have evidence for it. My worst fear. Okay. And that was holding me back. Yeah, but like I said, you have reasonable doubts. I get that. They were reasonable. But it didn't play out in this connection. We see that now. Ace of Wands, the Lovers, the Emperor. We want to try again. And it feels bold, honey. It looks very bold. On the surface, it looks like a simple enough decision. I won't allow these doubts to affect me anymore. I'm going to move in this direction. I'm going to be open. I'm going to be open from the heart, authentically. I'm going to feel my feelings. And if I have doubts pop up, I'll address them. If I have negative emotions pop up, I'll feel them. But the thing is, I won't get lost to it this time. I'll also be open for reals. Ace of Wands, the Lovers, the Emperor, and we want to. And it's bold. I don't know who's who's in there with you, but oh my gosh, when you two are connected, it's bold. It's almost daring. We see the two of your energies when they're combined. When you're on your own, you're deeply contemplative. You're cool. You're collective. And don't get me wrong, you have a fury of thoughts. Fury and a flurry of thoughts. But when you two are together, oh my gosh, the magnetism. Wow. Anyway, that's where I see you headed. That's what I see you consciously making yourself available to after overcoming these self-doubts and these conflicts up here. I don't know what you told yourself was going to happen in this based on previous experiences, but that's not what happened. Okay. I know, once bitten, twice shy. I'm not... The thing is, guys, with our histories, our personal histories, they provide context. They're supposed to provide context, not excuses. You were looking for evidence in this that something was going to go wrong or prove you right, and it didn't. I don't know what it was. Do you really think you'd be moving towards this? Or allow yourself to be open to it again if it had proved you right? All your worst fears right? No. Not the Virgo I'm looking at, no. 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. But there's work to do, realistically. And there's a lot of respect here for each other's space. Personhood, that's the way it should be, yes. A sense of experience. You have experience, so do they. Somebody here has a very nurturing side. The other person, they tend to be or run more solo or independent. But still, experience attached to you both, quality, sense of self, security attached to you both. So, boundaries. We're practicing boundaries. And look at that. Look at that. Look at that, though. Wow. All right, 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Strength. Ace of Swords and the 10 of Cups. Yeah, look at that. Determined spirit on both sides, however, to make this shit work. Whatever that means. So look at that. When you two are connected, look, it flares up and out. But between you two, collectively, you have a wealth of experience. And boundaries on both sides. Getting on the same page, though, is how you're going to respect each other's boundaries. Here we have the goal, the acknowledgement, the strength of will to harmonize, 10 of Cups. It's kind of like coming to terms officially on both sides. What's our goal here? And you want to know if your two goals match. Okay, otherwise it's kind of like deals off. And so, strength, and there it is, right there. There's the agreement. There's the striking the agreement, if you will, is that we need to make sense in each other's lives. 10 of Cups. Harmonize with each other in the greater scheme of things. Make space for each other in each other's lives. Otherwise, what's the point? Okay? So we can have this strong, intense connection between you and I, and you and I are rock stars when we're connected. But in the real world, we have to make space while maintaining boundaries. I respect you, you respect me. You're worth a lot, I'm worth a lot. Our two energies combined can do amazing things, but we have to agree to serve a purpose in each other's lives. Meaning, context on both sides. Very good. Okay. What happens after that? I don't know, but that's the goal. That's what you two agree upon. That is a very strong agreement, coming to terms. But those are the terms and conditions, but on both sides. Those are the boundaries that are being drawn up. And patience. Patience here. Patience. Patience, steadiness. You're not showing patience to them. You're asking patience for you. And be patient with me. Patience, please. Dark night of the soul. Patience, please. I've learned a lot of shit the hard way. I figured out a lot of things the hard way. This is all just starting to catch up to me, and I figured it out, but please have patience with me. You see that right here? That's what it kind of looks like, doesn't it? 7 of Swords, Knights of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. You have doubts, but slowly, surely, steadily, you're opening up, and that's kind of where that patience, please. I've had some hard insight. I had to learn this the hard way. I kicked my ass a lot of nights. It's a miracle I'm even here now. Can I have patience, please? Okay. So that might be why I'm seeing such a strong sense of shared goals there. Okay? Agreed upon terms. Yeah. Well done. Virgo, honey, I think this is amazing. This is quality tarot right here. People who have a negative frame of mind are going to be like, ugh, another bad reading for whoever, and that's just not how this works. I see progress or anti-progress. You also have fresh start. Taurus did too. Presence. It's a fresh start, but theirs was overall. It was so overall. It was tied to more than one pathway. Okay. Yours is fresh start with this person. A real chance, a real shot. That's what he's saying. But hey, there it is. Please slow. Take it slow. Take it easy on me, please. Patience. It could be the way around. I don't see it that way. I think given what you've learned and the background you're coming from, you're asking for patience because you learned a lot. And it was a hard thing to learn. And I sincerely doubt it was the kind of insight or tower that happened at one time. It was probably multiple times spread out over weeks or months. And those dark nights of the soul, man, they can be a real bitch. They can happen multiple times, not just one time. Oh, lightning crashes once and I'm done. No. No. A roller coaster, once you're on it, you're in it for the whole fucking ride. You know? And that's why I think a lot of people fear towers, is not because of the unexpected or how disruptive it can be, but because of the kind of insight, whether you like it or not, is not comfortable. And I think that's why people really fear towers. Is like, I don't want any new learning today, thank you. Oh God, here we go. 10, 7, 4. Yeah. Patience. Be patient with me. Be slow with me, please. Take it easy on me. Okay. They have a fiery side. Wait, why do you say take it easy on me? Why did you say that? Take it easy on me. Does somebody's energy just hit? I don't mean to show it's like violent, but it just hits like a gust of wind. And like that. Kind of takes your breath away, something like that. It's you two might have very different elemental approaches. Yes, possibly. Okay. It's not just you. I tell you, when you're combined, it's... Whew, look at that. Anyway, sorry. Moving on. P, I, 2 I's. N, E. We have the medallion of Gemini. And and then the little star Aquarius. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the seasons, might be important to you. And then we have the peacock. A bit of a show, a bit of a display there. Is that you? Perhaps you see a peacock regularly. Your energy doesn't look like it flares like that. It might be there. I just say that's the kind of pack a punch, don't they? It's a bit of a display. I don't know how to explain it, but the energy hits different, doesn't it? It does, and you're so kind of like mellow. It took me a long time to get here, but I figured it out. I'm a calm person. I don't know about all this shit, that kind of thing. I'm not trying to laugh at you. It's just, gosh, when that energy hits you, it hits you, doesn't it? Anyway, I hope this helped you. That's the major point. I really do. And I'm happy for you both. They ground towards you. They match your rhythm, your energy there towards the end. Yeah, you do have mutual goals. You do. They have an emphasis, or you do, somebody does, on family and emotional harmony. So it's not all punch all the time. No. All right. Like I said, I hope this helped. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, what's up? Show me Capricorn, please. Okay. All right. Queen of Cups, Page of Wands, Ace of Cups. Oh, look who. I say, look who is all soft and squishy. I'm like, huh? Yeah. Hello. How you doing? All right. Knight of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Oh, yeah. Okay. You just started to build into something. King of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, and Knight of Wands, and your confidence is building. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Good stuff. I'm not worried about that 4 of Pentacles. That's very you. It makes sense to me. Queen of Cups, Page of Wands, Ace of Cups. Yeah, you're open, baby. You are open. This Capricorn is open for business. Love. I'm in the business of love, Christina. Okay, and so you are. Beautiful, soft heart space there. You might have some really strong water in your chart regardless. You're open. Like, you are the definition of open. It's great. I am ready to give and receive love. It's so official. You put out a press statement and everything. You are open. Your heart's ready. You look great. You feel great. Now I'll clarify and I'll see the stuff. I'll see the humanness. But on Your baseline. Wow. You look great. You look relaxed. Emotionally, you look relaxed. Soft and squishy. You're like, you're reading the wrong Capricorn. No, no, no. This is your reading. Okay? This is your timestamp, whatever it is. Knights of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. There you go. Something got your attention there, and then there you go. Off like a rocket. Now, we got you out of the water zone and into the, okay. Let's talk shop. So it got real. Knights of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. So mind you, while you move swiftly, that inclination you have, that inspiration, that new right there, the Ace of Wands, you move quickly, but Four of Pentacles, you see it as a conservative effort. It's just kind of started, right? So while you don't want to miss out on anything, you're also saying, not too much. Let's explore it. So that's what you're doing. You're exploring it. Capricorn is doing Capricorn's thing. King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Yeah, that's got your attention. Mentally, you're showing me focus around this. You like it. Based on experience, you're saying you like this. You're reacting to it. Knight of Wands, your energy's picked up, your focus is picked up, and your investment has picked up. So you kind of like where this is taking you. Will it take you somewhere forever? I don't know, but you seem to be determined to find out. So I'm not saying you don't have other things on your mind. I'm not saying that you don't have work stuff or family stuff, but this is, and perhaps you'll show me that. But for the most part, your reading's pretty straightforward today, you know? Actually, come to think of it, yours usually are. Queen of Cups, Page of Wands, Ace of Cups. Two of Cups with Chariot, King of Pentacles. You just got love on the brain. You just... I know my worth, and my worth is love. Okay? I want my equal in love, and so you are, and that's your movement, that's your pace, that's your gig. You are open to exploring it now. Something just recently hit your radar, didn't it? You just started it, and you're like, that looks like a very nice cup. I think I might introduce myself to that cup. Or was introduced to you, I don't know. But, man, that got your attention quick. You're like, this could be good, King of Pentacles. From your point of view, you strongly suspect so. It looks like it happened just now in Cancer season. Okay. Wow. You look great. You look so ready for this. You too. I almost want to say you look proud. I don't know where that's coming from. Proud. Why do you look proud? It's not like an ego thing, no. It's just a kind of... It's kind of like I'm on my own path to personal fulfillment, and I'm proud of that. Like, I don't know. Is that coming from a place of comfort, being established? I don't know. But you seem proud. Proud for putting yourself out there. Proud for... feeling so good in your heart, ready? I don't know. Okay. Knight of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. You kind of seem confident that you already have an idea that this one, it looks very fresh to me, could take you places. I think you're showing me prospects. The Hermit, the Moon. Okay, Three Cups. Yeah, okay. So it's like, take your time based on wisdom, experience. Okay. You're saying, yes, Knight of Swords. Okay. Take action. No one to move on this because it's inspiring. It's new. You're here. You're interacting with it. But P.S. based on experience, don't give too much right away. So here's your practical side kicking in. Once more based on pathway, wisdom, experience. You told yourself, you kind of told yourself this time you wouldn't move so fast. So you're kind of, you shift gears between being on point but not giving too much. From being filled with hope but No like false hope or false expectations. Just stay on point, connect with it, and be mindful of your movements or pacing. It's interesting. You're showing me so much emotional confidence that this might take you places, but realistically, you're making sure that you are exerting a certain rhythm. Okay. Now, what you can't see is that, yeah, it is coming together. 3 of Cups with the Moon. But it is happening. Okay? It is happening. That's behind the scenes. It's connecting quite well. But you seem to be determined to show in the 3D an outer pace. But your inner pace is already kind of connecting to this quite quickly. So just FYI. Just FYI. I'm not trying to freak you out. It's just, I think you told yourself you would take it slow. But for some reason, this one is just from the heart. Seems to be connecting quite fast, regardless of how you're trying to pace it in the 3D. But it seems to be connecting naturally and without force or too much infatuation. It is more love-based than it seems to be infatuation. Okay. A false inflation of feeling. Again, you're trying not to feed that. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know, while your external is speaking one thing, your internal speaking another, but I promise you, underneath that moon, yeah, there is an ease to connecting to this. It's going well. It looks like it's going well. All right, King of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, Knights of Wands, and I guess you got more comfortable because now this is getting more and more of your attention. All right, King of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and you're like, I feel really good about this, and that's based on experience, Christina. I'm giving this more of my attention. Okay, good. No, I'm glad. Page of Pentacles, the Knights of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. But once more, with this insistence that you take it slow. Okay, so again, you're putting more of yourself into this, but with a working theory attached to you that I still need to move slow. It is coming together quite nice. It really is. But you have this insistence, slow it down. Or try to slow it down, Capricorn, come on. It's not a race. You keep telling yourself it's not a race, but that's exactly what you want to do, is that you want to race to the finish line, but you won't allow yourself to do it. Yeah, you are firmly and determinedly going to go at a certain pace with this, despite the stacking evidence or proof that it's going just fine. But I understand why. There you go. You got some old Ten of Swords. Most likely based on lessons of the past about, quote-unquote, moving too fast. The thing is that your heart seems to be there already, but you're determined that your outer world presents a certain way, according to theory. Okay. It works, though. It's working. But you kind of told me at the opening where you are already, emotionally, right? You just seem to be more and more excited. It gets more and more of your focus and attention. So, but yes, by all means, if that's your comfort zone, if that's your comfort level, is taking it slow. Okay. It looks like your heart, though, already won the race. Your body just hasn't caught up to it yet. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay? It's not so hidden, but I think what's going to surprise you later is how easily this connected in the first place. But based on lessons, right? You told yourself you'd take it slow. Yeah, in the 3D, I see that you intentionally move to match the theory, but your heart's already there. It's already won the race, like I said. So there you go. All right. Awesome. Fall at crossroads. Okay. Perhaps we crossed each other's paths here in the fall, but it looks like this has already happened. No. Crossroads, hidden emotions. Perhaps understanding at some point in the autumn or fall. They try to crossroads with this, to acknowledge it, to kind of be more open. To be more open with it on the emotional side. Okay. But it looks like you reach a junction where you kind of get to that space maybe of being a little more confrontational about how you actually feel about this and how it's been easy for you this whole time. Or perhaps it was there for you this whole time. Don't quite know what that crossroads is about, but yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. You're going to get to that point on your timeline in the crossroads where you kind of have to admit to yourself, oh shit, this is love. But I was so determined to make my movements, my reality, look slow, because I told myself I would. But yeah, at some point you're going to have to admit to yourself, honey, this is love. Like this is love. All right? In the end there, you end up giving it more of your focus, time, energy, effort, attention. You don't, generally speaking, do that with people you're not in love with. So, just FYI. But do you see what I'm saying? But there you go. You keep forcing yourself to step back. I know you had a little pep talk. I don't know how long ago between Capricorn and Capricorn. Capricorn, we're going to take it slow this time. So that tells me you tried to build into connections of love in the past. 3D physically, perhaps you advanced it too fast. You know, you moved in too quickly. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying from your perspective. There's something about the pacing in your past connections where you, from your point of view, you might have moved things or participated in connections that moved too quickly. Like, you know, like I said, moving in too quickly or seeing each other so frequently that you didn't make space for anything else. Perhaps got physical too early, something like that. And you told yourself you weren't going to do that, but honey, your heart's already there. It's kind of defying your laws. But, you know, that's running on a different systems. Okay, that's completely different system, the heart space there. But yeah, it's new love, but you keep taking step backs to like prove a point because you were going to stick to your goal of, honey, so long as they connect to you in that same space of similar goals and things like that, it'll be fine. All right? I think a big part of you wants to advance this forward. Okay? But you keep telling yourself not to. You have your reasons. Just all I ask for you during that period of crossroads, when you have that opportunity to kind of really see this for what it is and admit it to yourself that it's the love here. Okay? You felt it first. Or it was with you from the start. But yeah, it is new love, even as you take steps back to kind of slow it down. Oh no, the heart already won that race, honey. I don't know how else to say it. 8, 10, and 17. Oh, okay. L, I, W, and we have the medallion of Aries, keyword being courageous. You might have very strong Aries in your chart, could be connected to this season, might be important to you. Capricorn, honey, good luck to you. I think I get what you're doing. And if you connect to this reading, you do too. I just got to tell you, the heart's already there, though. But yeah, every time you take a step back or step sideways, you're not alone. It joins you. All right. I hope this helped. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, what's up? Show me, Scorpio. Ten of Cups, Three of Wands, Temperance, Ten of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Nice, good spirit. King of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, Two of Wands. Oh. Well, that's not as far as I thought. Well, Just looking at the Wheel of Fortune, I'm like, oh, that's going to take a minute. But no, soon. But let's begin from the beginning. Ten of Cups, Three of Wands, Temperance. Right now you're in a sweet spot with your inner circle, your emotional kind of social support system, family, friends, that kind of thing. And that's not all. You got a Ten of Pentacles going on there too. So there's quite a bit connected to you and that you are a part of, personally, professionally. And you're saying it took a lot to get here, but I'm in a good place with everybody, myself included. Peace, harmony, love, and support for all. You're like, you're not anxious to shift out of that. I like it right here. You know, everything looks pretty good. I like it. You are vastly connected emotionally, and then also in the 3D, your foundation is pretty extensive too. So let's jump on over there. Ten of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Yeah, look at you. So bright, so lit up for everything that works, which is once more a lot. So we have the 6 and 10, that's high functioning and multifunctional. So you're running a lot in there. So that's quite a bit. And well done, congratulations. So like I said, you have both 10 and 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, yeah. And like I said, it looks so calm and serene in there with your inner circle. Once more, it's not a competition, by the way. People are like, what does that mean? Okay, it's however you look out upon the world and you're glad that they're there for reasons of love and support. So i.e. family or friends. It might be 2 people. It could be 200. According to Scorpio, I'm looking at is everybody. No, you know a lot of people though. But it's cultivated quite well. And it's very extensive, but it's beautiful. It's so peace, right? Look at that, so peaceful. It took time. But I like that a lot. And 10 of Pentacles, 6, again, very high functioning, very foundational, very now. Once more going beyond one's personal home and finances, it's your network, okay, your resources, your community. And you're like, I love it. Queen of Wands, it's huge and I love it. It's mine. So it's great. It puts a confident smile on your face every day. You get psyched for that. You love it. You absolutely love it. That's where I find your confidence and your hope and just your natural buoyant energy there. It's beautiful. And then out there, King of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. I'm like, Two of Wands. I'm like, what's that? Something's coming back to you. Could be someone, but something is coming back to you, but it has to catch up to you on your timeline. So it's something of the past you are familiar with. Fast forward a little bit into the future, and then, something shows up that you are familiar with. To start with, we'll call it a conversation or a decision. King of Pentacles, it's either you or someone else, okay? So let's take a look and see what's going on. 10 of Cups, 3 of Wands, Temperance. But yeah, something comes towards you in the representation of decision-making, conversation, possibly investment, I don't know. 10 of Cups, 3 of Wands, and Temperance. Going back to your inner circle, though, not everything was always so easy or comfortable. A lot of patience with those folks, a lot of healing. But yeah, emphasizing love and compassion, kind of insisting upon a healthy existence and a healthy dynamic. 7 of Cups, 2 of Swords, Temperance. Like I said, it wasn't always so easy. Many of you had to pick and choose who to operate that emotional function with. You said you had to make some tough choices in the past. Not everybody is part of the inner circle by choice. 7 of Cups, 2 of Swords, Temperance. Here you're showing me selectivity. I choose who I heal with in my intimate relationships, family and friends. If they're worth it, I heal with them. If it's not worth it, if it's not returned to me, and I understand that in some way, if there's too much confusion about our connection and the purpose it serves, or getting along, or just being peaceful towards each other. So you're telling me this is why it took a while. You're very selective about your inner circle. You've made that clear, not once but twice. But I understand your point of view. You have to know who's worth healing with. Sometimes the best family you will ever have is that which you create, not the one you were born with. Okay? You know, so for example, some of my best friends, I would absolutely count them as family. And they would say the same of me. But those who made the effort, those who show up in real love and support, you'll always be open to them. You'll always be available to them. Always. Okay? But yeah, that's quality. Those are some quality connections in there. I would say a beautifully cultivated inner circle that today rewards you with a great deal of peace. Serenity. It's lovely. You know? It's like your heart always has a home. No matter where you go, no matter where you find yourself. All right. Now, over here to that little empire you're running. 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Three of Swords, Justice, and Six of Swords. Gosh, you try to live... I'm sorry, I'm just seeing you in broad strokes today. That happens, and I know it's frustrating. So do you have a lot going on? Yeah. You're proud to kind of do it all. It gets the best of your energy every day. It's very demanding, but you love it. You live for it. You really do. You're saying it's not always so easy, though. Just like with that inner circle, it's not always so easy. Three of Swords, Justice, Six of Swords. You're like, some things just don't work out. And that's on me to recognize that. So if there are balances here that don't work out, or they're not so balancing, in other words, they don't give so well, I know what to do. And it might hurt me to do it, but I won't include it as part of my balances. You showed me a consistent storyline twice. How you've absolutely approached one important area in your life. You have a very similar line of thinking towards the other area of your life. So there's your family and friends here, and your 3D scale, which is quite large. And you're saying sometimes sacrifices have to be made. Not all balances work out, or they're not meant to, contractually speaking, and that's actually very, very true, and that's very wise of you. Even if it personally hurts you to reject a balance or reject a contract, you're like, if it must be done, then it must be done. They can't all work out, and technically you're correct. When you have something that multifunctional, okay, no, you can't keep everything. You just can't. You're not supposed to. That speaks to principles of anti-growth, and you're very much in the business of growth. Okay? So you can't keep everything, nor should you. If it's a broken balance or it's inconsistent, well, technically speaking here with Justice, you gotta leave it behind. You know? Here you're kind of showing me it's not personal, it's business. Yeah, it gets some really good energy from me, but realistically, you're saying I know how it works. Okay? Very wise of you. Here we have the emotional experience. It's beautiful, well-tempered, and here we have the contractual experience. It's very large, but it's very honest. Okay? So, how are we going to connect to this? And what does it even represent? Ace of Cups, Ten of Wands, Nine of Cups. I see a decision put before you in future. Something that comes back to you in terms of a decision or conversation. Personally, you take no pleasure in it. From your point of view, it would not be a good investment to converse with it, interact with it, or make any future decisions towards it. You are trying to remove your personal self from it, but if you're being honest with yourself, and it looks like you are, you're just like, it would be too much of a pain in the ass. So I don't know what that is. It's barely a blip on the radar, but I do see you declining any further interaction with it. I don't know if it strikes personal notes, though. I can't say it doesn't. 9 of Cups is there, but so too is the Ace of Cups. It's kind of like you're saying, me personally, 10 of Wands, I don't want anything to do with it. It would be too hard. I was wondering. I honestly don't know what that is, honey. It's 2 of Wands. That could be anything in terms of a decision that you need to make right here, right now, to a conversation that's happening soon. But from a practical standpoint, even though you are familiar with the subject line, you're familiar with the heading, you're familiar with the topic, you're like, I don't want anything to do with it, though. You're saying it's nothing but hardship, and you would take no joy in it. Okay. If that's coming from you, based on what I've seen here today, then I would say you trust that instinct. Okay. You've made it very clear you have a particular way of doing things, but doing things that clearly work for you, based on experience and how you connect to others, or how you choose not to connect to others. Okay, what you say works versus saying what you have to leave behind because it doesn't work. You have very clear ideas on that. So it makes sense then that your interpretation of this is like, it would cause you too much hardship. Believe you. Believe yourself. Believe you. Believe in you. But you do believe in you. So it's interesting because I honestly don't know. I have half a mind to pull more cards to get an idea of what the hell that is, but then people yell at me. It's like, oh, you gave Scorpio more. It's like, yeah, well, I'm curious, actually. I would like to know more about that. I would just say, take comfort in your decision. It's not anything you're not already equipped to deal with. Clearly you are. And while it does hit personal notes of hardship, you would take no joy in pursuing it or conversing with it. It's like, practically speaking, I'd rather not. I'd just rather not get involved. I don't want to put any time, energy, effort, or attention into that, and it's probably in my best interest to not do so. Yeah, trust the source, honey. Look. You've done a great job so far. There you go. But I say, it's not your reading forever. It's just for the next couple of weeks. So I rather suppose that when this pops up, you'll know what it is. It looks so small, but you put your practical hat on. So it could be a business decision. True. You got a lot of business going on in there. That's an absolute possibility. But personally, you look like, I'd rather not. That's it. That's all I got for you. So you're that Scorpio I'm looking at. Trust your background. You have ample background. You have ample experience. This is a non-threatening anything. Not at all. That decision is 100% at your disposal, whatever it is. That's the whole thing about decisions. They're yours to make, right? And you're making one. Some of you are the Divine Feminine, or Empress, if you will. Okay? Sure, why not? With all the energy I've seen here today? Sure. I don't know. But yeah, no, the Empress, it's like empowerment, high levels of productivity, love, generosity, care, support, that kind of thing. It makes sense. And you practice self-love. Well done. Everything I've seen here today on your top line suggests, yeah, self-love. These are practices of self-love. I don't work with it if it doesn't work with me. If it doesn't love me, then I don't love it or them. Okay, if it doesn't actually care about me, I have no reason to care about them. It doesn't want to get involved with me, then I'm not going to get involved with them. It doesn't want to talk to me, I don't want to talk to them. And that is called matching energies, or there you go, self-love. If it's not worth it to you and you know it, you won't do it. And there's even an admission in you if it's not correct, technically, legally, or spiritually, it might hurt, but nonetheless, you will let it go. If it means maintaining healthy practices and balances, you'll do what you need to do. And that included your family too. I mean, again, friends, your inner circle, you said, I've had to make those choices, and they're not pleasant. But whom I've chosen to heal with over again and over again and love and show support to, I'm at peace with it. You know, I've got some good people in there. They're worth it. So anyway, yeah, you practice self-love, empowerment specifically, worthiness. Well, that's why you'd be so gosh darn successful. Okay? Some might call you uncompromising. It's like, no, I just don't compromise myself anymore. That's all. I see you compromise plenty. How do you think you make this shit work? Is because you recognize what does work. There you go. You know, compromise, yes, just don't compromise you. You're just not in the business of entertainment, honey. You don't entertain people or their interest if it doesn't work. If it's no good, it's no good. Yeah, if you're in the position to let something go, you will. You will. That's it. Let it go, let it pass, or don't give it attention. That's it. It's a very simple rule for you that you've demonstrated effectively time and again, and it serves you well. That's how you know it works. You live the proof of it every day. You have a very peaceful, purpose-driven life. So yeah, know when to let shit go. Boom. That's why the decision looks so easy for you, doesn't it? You're going to let it go. You're going to let that one pass, whatever it is. Okay, moving on. 8, 1, 15. We have MTU. We have the 4-leaf clover. Some of you have been touched with a bit of luck. And then we have the medallion of Aries, keyword here being courageous. Some of you might have some very strong Aries in your chart. Could be connecting to for one reason or another, or their season might be important to you. Scorpio, honey, this was pretty darned interesting. Your personal reaction to the forefront of what looks like a pretty simple decision tells me a lot. You personally cannot and do not want to get on board with this. Your outside reflects, no, let it pass. You have a calmness of experience attached to you, is my point. Temperance, and a very strong grasp on what you will and will not do. What you will and what you will not get involved in, professionally or personally. That's it. Don't compromise that. It's wonderful. Put in the comments, take care. Be well. Pisces, what's up? Show me. Ooh. 7 of Cups. Viewer open. Just open. Possibly to options in love, but just feeling your feelings or trying to. What's up? Show me Pisces. Oh, 8 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. Is that full-time walk or part-time walk? Let's keep going. 4 Swords. I agree. You need rest. 6 of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. I'm glad to see someone's in your corner. King of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, so you are open. 2 of Cups. Okay, so you haven't full-time walked from whatever this is, most likely work in this context. I'm glad to see you have support because you need the space to reflect on this before you make an absolute move. I agree. I want people to know what they're doing, particularly when it comes to their work energies. Okay. We ain't like our job. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. We are disenchanted with it. Less than thrilled. Not happy with. You've checked out from it a long time ago. Right? Seven of Swords. But completely walking away from it, as in physically putting yourself in motion to move in a different direction. We've been avoiding that. Okay. That's why I asked you, is that a full-time walk or a part-time walk? Because you're in between those decisions right now. Four of Swords, Six of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. I agree. You need some space to think about this, but you don't do it alone. Six of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Slowly but surely, I want you to articulate a plan or help develop a plan for yourself, and it looks like it's in connection to someone else. Bare minimum, this is someone, Six of Cups, you trust. If they're not an intimate partner, there's someone whom you trust. You have a very long history with. Okay? And they seem to know you pretty well. So we find solace with this person. Okay? You trust them. I know you. You only trust your best people with your real shit. Pisces, yes, you famously go deep, but with a very select few people. You know everybody. To be clear, Pisces famously knows everybody. You're emotionally connected in some way to, it seems like, everybody, but you actually trust a handful of people, and this is one of them. You're showing me Pisces is Pisces today. So I'm glad you have this person, but here we have a plan. A slow one, Knight of Pentacles, but you're developing a plan. We're resting on it. So perhaps, I don't know how long you're going to take, a couple days, a weekend, a week, a month, I don't know. Four of Swords can sometimes offhand represent vacation energy, like long-term stretches of time off. So like I said, I didn't know if that was a full-time walk or a part-time, but whatever that Four of Swords is, or however long it represents, take that time to develop a plan. Okay? If you're going to stay in this, how long? What does it look like? 3 months? 6 months? A year? Conditional upon you finding new work? Or is this you, okay, developing a plan about how you can counter the emotional detachment and find love for your work again? Or is this you making a plan to move on, to find different work altogether? But yes, please build a plan. King of Pentacles, I know you know better. I know I'm preaching to the choir. I understand. But still, Seven of Cups, Two of Cups. I want you, but you want you to be open to options. I agree. And you also receive support on this. I'm not surprised. Okay. But yeah, practically speaking, it's a good idea to consider options. Yeah, there's a reason they showed me that on the split. But you don't do it alone. You have someone's support. All right, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. You're exhausted. You are emotionally exhausted from that Eight of Pentacles. But we've been kind of avoiding either closing it out or consolidating ourselves towards it. That's because you don't know. You're kind of in between worlds on that subject. I understand. It's pretty common. But we do realistically want to look at that, okay? We don't want to be zombies clocking in and out. Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. There's that Eight of Pentacles again. Oh, Nine of Wands. Ooh, Empress. Oh, you know what's really pissing you off about that job? Is it Eight of Pentacles twice? This is what kind of pisses you off. It used to be productive. It's kind of like saying my work used to mean something. It still does. No one can take that history away from you. I can see that you have a history with this. You're quite good at it. You're the master of your craft, and you built this up in many ways, and you really individualized that role. You kicked its ass. You made something of it. You really did. Whatever your job was, you did it twice as well as your predecessor or something like that. You know what I mean? You put a lot of meaning into it. It's like, but it used to mean something. It used to be more productive. It used to be more beneficial. And now it's whittled down to this. And it pisses you off. That's where that frustration is coming from, Nine of Wands, because you can remember when you were more emotionally invested in this. You put a lot of good quality years into it, and now you're angry, you're resentful. It's like, I don't care about this job anymore. It doesn't care about me anymore. There's a resentment there. And I don't blame you. It's coming from the Empress, and that means you always did your best to keep it productive. You always did your best to give it your best and to make something of it. And I can also see, therefore, why you've kind of avoided the subject of completely closing this out or trying to heal yourself towards it, because the idea of just walking kind of shocks you, right? But then trying to force yourself to stay here and be happy about it, that's not realistic either. So like I said, I caught you in between worlds. Am I full-time walking or part-time walking from this? Okay. All right. 4 swords, 6 of cups. The Knights of Pentacles. Thank you for your reading being so clear today, but it is very upfront. Okay, it is. Gosh, I feel like I'm giving you an hour by the hour read. Some people's stuff can be so comprehensive and so overarching, like Scorpios and Tauruses, and yours is like, this is down to the hour. And either one can be very isolating to viewers sometimes. So people don't like all these big overarching readings, and then some people don't like the minor stuff, even though it might be happening in real time. But that's where we are, guys. That's tarot. That's tarot. It has no real strong absolutes. You know, do you resonate with it? Yes or no? That's it. There you go. It's either yours or it's not at this point. Let's see what you're kicking around there in terms of a plan. 4 swords for the source. King of Pentacles too. 6 of Pentacles. There, see, there it is. It's one subject. It's one subject. And you are on it. You are all over the subject. 4 swords twice. You and this person whom you are connected to. Knocking out ideas. But it's being done so gently, calmly, realistically with the King of Pentacles. What does it mean if I continue this balance? What does it mean if I pursue other balances? I need a plan. And that plan is going to, I don't think it's happened yet. You have a plan to start planning soon, I believe. For now, I do know that you have an immediate decision to stay in this until you know what you're doing long term. But yeah, the plan is to start planning. So you haven't, like, say, for instance, given your resignation. Okay. But that doesn't mean it's your absolute answer either. You both seem to immediately agree, let's stay here for now, stay put for now, but again, we need a plan. Okay, all right. Let's see. King of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, 2 of Cups. Three of Wands, Ace of Swords, the Emperor. Okay, you are very close to drawing a conclusion. Okay. You're saying when the timing is right, you will move towards an Ace of Swords of Truth. There's the conclusion right there. I'm looking at it. Keep your options open. You're saying not immediately. It's a little further out. But you personally would like to open up to other options. Short-term plan is to stay in this current line of work. But come up with a plan. The more finalized concept is to seek a new truth when you're ready. You're going to keep your eye on the horizon for those new opportunities, I believe. But again, keeping your options open. And if you find one that you like, you will pursue it. Actively pursue it. You might even be so bold and tell others what you're doing. Put the word out, maybe. Yeah. But I will say this. What I like here is any sort of feeling of helplessness dissipates as soon as you activate that Ace of Swords. You feel empowered again, like decision-making is mine again, standing in my authority is mine again. I got this. So you no longer feel like a, disenchanted empress who's been hung out to dry. No, you feel like an empowered emperor. Okay. I don't know what Three of Wands is to you. It's a temporary conclusion, it seems, to wait while you pursue options. And as soon as you find one you like, you're all over it. Okay, but that's coming from a place of authority. It's not personal, it's business. Okay. What's up, Pisces? Open up about the end of a cycle. Why did I have that sneaking suspicion? I said, you're going to tell people. A lot of people they keep that shit to themselves. They don't want it to get back around to, because you're like, oh no. When the time is right, I'm going to tell people I know. I'm going to tell them about the end of a cycle and that I'm actively open to recruitment. I'm actively open to opportunity. You must know a lot of people. Okay. But in the immediate is quiet. Shh, quiet. Four of Swords. That's between you and that person. Okay? It's the person you trust. Counsel and therapy. It doesn't have to be counsel and therapy, but yes, it could strictly be counsel and therapy. Here I'm seeing good advice. Yes, I do. Conversation that's done so calmly with learning, insight, and good intent in it. What's best for you. Best practices and consolidating yourself to that. Again, good counsel. And who knows? Dark night of the soul codependent. You know, I don't like that. You've had some difficult nights, thoughts. You had to come to terms with this the hard way. You could do without this job or this role. I see you put so much of yourself into it. You probably thought you'd never leave it, or that you could never do without it, or that function could never do without you. When everything is on top and going right, it's going to feel that way. I can't do without this role or this person or this thing. Turns out we can. But first we have to have some very difficult dialogue about why it isn't or shouldn't be. Why we got to stop giving to it. At some point it stopped giving to us. Be it a job, a partnership, an alliance, an intimate person. You know. But when we're in it and it's at its glory days and the height, we think we could never leave it, or would never leave us or abandon us. Right? But no. At dark night, it's a confrontation. It's like somewhere between the tower and the moon. I know. It's okay. I'm glad to see that you're feeling a lot more empowered in the future. You were actively telling people. Yeah, I'm open to opportunity. What you got? What you heard? What's the rumor? Something like that. Wow. Goodness me. That's bold, my friend. Isn't that an old chip commercial? I don't remember what it is. It is bold. But are you spicy? I don't know. I don't know. It's something like that. I want to say it was Doritos. I don't know. Pringles. After a while, chips are chips, right? Oh, you focus. Yeah, focusing soon. I see that. You're focusing very soon. Pivot. Oh, you did an about face. Yeah, that's coming from this. It's something you never thought you would leave, or a role you would never have to exit, or that I could never do without you. You've done a direct 180 on that, which is good. We don't want these codependent, not just relationships, anything. False dependency is never healthy. So we had a 180 there. You see that you can exercise options beyond this, and you can open up to other things beyond this. I'm glad you're not doing this alone. Someone's in there helping you. It's a good influence. Okay. We have 6, 10, and 4. T, O, A, and then the 4-leaf clover. Touch of luck. Oh, yeah. Yeah, touch of luck. A little bit of luck goes a long way for you. Just the right opportunity at just the right time, I think. All right. Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, what's up? Show me Cancer, please. Okay. 9 of Pentacles. Strength. 4 of Wands. Okay. 3 of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. Justice. Tower. 5 of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Gosh. Oh my gosh. At first I was like, why you been so... Cancer, I don't typically see this side of you. Gosh, you are being strong-willed in some sort of connection. I don't disagree with it. It's just, like I said, I typically don't see this side of you. One of your superpowers, actually, is empathy. You know, and just in the absence of that, sympathy. Which means you tend to be very emotionally flexible if it means keeping and cultivating the connections you want. But you're showing me I'm my own Cancer. 9 of Pentacles, Strength, 4 of Wands. And I say this. Get away from me. And it's very strong. You've been pumping iron, honey. You've been working out. Like, you push this. Again, I always have to clarify because this confuses the hell out of people about strength. Any card in tarot has an opposite. Okay? There are pros, there are cons. Strength is just one of those cards that's automatically assumed a happy card, and the Tower automatically a bad one. So I have to tell people all the time with strength, it takes as much strength to do this, push, as it does to pull. And you ain't doing this. You're not pulling anything towards you. You're going, I am strong, and I'm strong on you. I didn't know if you were trying to prove a point, but I don't think that's the case. I think 9 of Pentacles, you're like, you know what? This is in my best interest, and this is hard for me. Do you see how much strength of will I'm exerting to keep this away? But I'm doing this because I said so. 9 of Pentacles. So you're doing that for a reason. I mean, how pissed off do you have to be, right? Like, how mad does a Cancer... I don't even know what is mad is. There are concepts here that tie back to self-worth and independent character, and I know what's best for me, and that's what you're demonstrating, even if it's difficult. Okay? But that's what I do. I see you keeping a relationship at arm's length from you with 4 of Wands. So 4 of Wands, once more, relationship, yes, but it's how 2 people define it. Well, I don't like how yours has been defined, and neither do you. 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, Justice. You're like, technically, Christina, contractually, it's a friendship at best, and even then it wasn't very nice. You know, yours is reminding me of somebody's... I don't think it was a check-in. I think it was one of the shorts from earlier this week. One of the fire signs, maybe. And I said, is that really a friendship to you or a relationship? I distinctly remember saying that. And it's like, does this meet your definition for a relationship? Okay. Does this even meet your qualifications for friendship? So I'm pretty sure it was a fire sign. You already seem to know. Now, this is hard, but you are telling me I got to do what's right for me. Justice. Even though it sucks, even though it hurts. But this relationship is a broken friendship at best. So I'm pushing it away. It's not even that you're rejecting it, it's just you're keeping it away from you. I don't want to contribute to this. I don't like how this is adding up. It's destructive and it hurts. And you know what? Frankly, it's just not fair. So how you're counter-correcting that is by keeping it away from you. Specifically, your contribution to it. Okay? Once more, this early in the read, given the details I've seen here today, you should already know if this one's yours. If it's not yours, check your other placements. But for the Cancer I'm looking at, I want you to know that I'm proud of you. Because you had some strong insights. This is not random. You're not being an asshole. You're doing this for a reason, okay? You're doing this for a reason, and I don't see you like this too often, so I know this is not easy for you, but you know what? The stuff that's the hardest is usually in our best interest. It's just, for a lot of people, it's easier not to. So they compromise with themselves, and they get flexible in areas they shouldn't be flexible in. You might have done that. In fact, I'm sure you did, until one day you stopped. So let's talk about that. Tower, 5 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Do you know what that is? Do you know what I'm looking at? You trying to compromise with this or work with it or build into it or be friendly with it was destructive. It was anti-self-worth, and it cost you a lot to interact with it or build into it or keep playing nice with it, I'm guessing. Queen of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, it was anti-self-worth, honey, to try to fight for this. I know when you did fight for it, you felt like you were fighting for something that was yours. It was a relationship or very dissatisfying friendship, but probably a little bit of both. I know when you were fighting for it, you probably thought it was in your best interest. Well, this is worth fighting for, so I'm picking and choosing my battles, and this I'm going to keep building into this. So you had a Tower moment that says, this is defeating my own purpose. This is going against my own cause. This is going against my own beliefs in relationships. And frankly, my own sense of fucking worth. I don't want to do this. So I don't know when you had that moment. I don't know how soft that Tower was, because sometimes they can be very quiet. It's an internal thing. I don't know how loud it was. I feel like there. This is for some of you, not all of you. This is an impression. I report those. So this may not apply. Why do I feel like there was an embarrassing moment? Like someone didn't have your back at a critical moment, or you lost face in front of someone that suggested, it's one thing if you had done or said that when we were in private, but you did that in front of others. Something, I don't know. It has that vibe, man. I don't know, man. That just, I just felt really uncomfortable. It's like other people saw that. It's like that was the point of no return, or you couldn't not see it from that point. I don't know. That's for some of you, not all of you. 9 of Pentacles, Strength, 4 of Wands. The Emperor, 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups. That's what I'm saying, boo-boo. It is so uncomfortable. It does look like a flex, but a very uncomfortable one. It's not like you're thrilled to do this. You're not. This is about empowerment at this point, authority, and this is not how I get along with people. This is not harmonization. This does not make me feel good. And it kind of hits you. I'd rather act on my own independently than to continue to put my emotions into you and harmonize with you, because it's bullshit. It's taking your power back, but that doesn't mean it's comfortable. It's very uncomfortable. Because it seems like people who are in your inner circle are watching you do this. Get that away from me. I'm not going to participate in it. See what I'm saying? So it's not just your two's connection. It was part of a greater scheme of things, that is the Ten of Cups. But it's... No. There was a moment too many there. A very intense one. Oh, I'm so sorry. But once more, I have to insist you're doing the right thing. You're going to feel like a bad guy, but you're not being a bad guy. I'm telling you, man, something's not adding up here. I just know you. This is... This one's different. This one's different. None of your soft emotional flexibility, no waving the white flag, no. So I get that away from me. And it is in your best interest. If you're a cross watcher, if you knew how uncomfortable this was for Cancer, don't get me wrong, you still have a hard shell. But you don't move like this, you move sideways. Okay? You always give people a second chance, so you make room. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying it's one of your superpowers. But for every superpower we have kryptonite, you bet your ass. You can't have one without the other. That's just how nature is. Anyway. Some of you just whipped your Emperor out and put your foot down. Okay. Queen of Cups, Seven of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. You could. You could. You know you could. And that's more like you. That's a lot more like you. Queen of Cups, Seven of Cups. And Page of Pentacles, I'm trying to invest to being open towards this. I'm trying. I'm trying to keep myself open and vulnerable and show it love. But Christina, it's a Three of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Justice. I am justified. I am justified. I know. I know. You did what you did. And I see where a part of you is really tempted to kind of like soften up and kind of reinstitute peace, or try to. Okay? I'm trying to keep the door open for them emotionally, or I feel like I should. I don't know. But yeah, you do know. You do know. On the surface, you understand this is a barely functioning and not well justified partnership. But that's where, there's your soft spot. That's Cancer. That's my water cousin right there. Okay, that's my water cousin. There you are. You're like, just in case though. If you have authentic good feeling towards this person of love, then express that. But that doesn't mean you have to be intimate with them or try to make things quote unquote work. Relationship wise, you don't have to rebuild into that structure. But yes, you can technically keep the door open for somebody positively. Let me tell you what that looks like. I love you. I love you. I always love you, but I can't be connected to you. Yeah. That was honest, right? It's honest. So long as it's honest for you and truthful for you, it's true. But that doesn't mean you have to continue to feed a broken system. No. But long story short, I can see where you're conflicted. Having done the thing versus your emotional response. Because you still care about this in some way. Okay? All right. So yeah, if you have the old tug of war where you're tempted to do that, you give people space to move around the sides. You know, that's your emotional honesty there. Okay? But reality is playing out in such a way that you trying to rebuild into it the way it was may not be in your best interest. The Tower, Five of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Seven of Wands, Page of Cups, Three Cups. Like I said, you don't want to continue to feed a broken system, despite the vulnerability you feel. And even maybe I'll allow for it, that expression, emotional pressure to keep things open. Still, in some way, fundamentally, you understand this has to, the 3D of it, building into it falsely, needs to stop. I'm not telling you what to do. This is the conclusions you're making for yourself in due course, in due time. And who knows, you might change your thinking tomorrow, but I can tell you now, with that tower, I mean, it's like the paste in a tube of toothpaste. Once you squeeze it out, you can't put that back in. That's what the tower is in this context. So for now, I see you blocking any more emotional connectivity with this. Once said is said. What's done cannot be undone. You know. Seven of Wands, Page of Cups, Three Cups. I see you blocking it just for your own emotional safety. You know, it's a sense of possibly self-respect at this point, because Tower, Five of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, it just... Ask yourself this. Once upon a time, I know you would have fought for this. At what point did you stop receiving evidence that it would fight for you in return? I feel like there was something here that was said or done, and it couldn't be taken back. And it felt a little humiliating, frustrating. It burned a little bit. Okay. But no, it's not pride that's keeping this at arm's length. Sense of correctness, yeah, absolutely. It's not pride. This is what's best for me, whether I like it or not. And best for me and mine, maybe. But yeah, no, that's, yeah, in your own best interest. No, I don't see you. You have a softness towards it, soft spot, but realistically, you know, it would be folly to try to bring this together again, or keep it together, I should say. Or keep building into it under false pretenses. It's a life-changing decision. I understand that. So do you. Why do you think you hesitated? Because it was easy? Speak your truth, and you're at the crossroads of that life-changing decision. So this is happening more or less roughly, like now. Yeah, I know that's what the bi-weekly implies, but I mean the intensity of it is now. Yeah. Okay. receive. Be open to receive, but from the right sources. I don't think that was it, though. Focus. Focus. Understand your mind. Understand what's in your mind's eye, too. Okay? But focus. Now's the time of focus. Don't tune out. This one didn't roll properly. Don't tune out. Don't space out. Give this your focus. 2, 11, and 1. We have T, H, O, G, 2 G's. Again. Do you see this? Anyway, somebody else got double G's as well. And a L. We have the medallion of Libra. You might have some very strong Libra in your chart. Can be connecting to, or their season might be important to you. And then we have the medallion of the child. There's a strong sense of vulnerability here. Perhaps you have a child or children. You're family-oriented, or a smallness, helplessness, vulnerability, or someone's acting like a child. Maybe. Sure. But feeling defensive, like there's something there about a moment, though. Helpless and small. Feeling small. You were made to feel small. And that was that moment I'm saying where you're made to feel small. Like stupid or ridiculed or... And on top of that, it felt like it was in the presence of others. That's, for some of you, I have to insist on that. No. That's not cool. Even if it was a moment where someone failed to have your back when they should have been the first person to stand up and defend it. Okay, Cancer honey, I hope this helped you. And once more, you're doing a good thing. Put in the comments, take care, be well.